Yes, sir. We are live. A few minutes late, but we are here. Clarissa Shields is back. Give me a second. Let me just set everything up. Got Eubank Jr. You set everything up. Just give me a few moments. Just want to set a few things up before we get started. Send out a couple tweets. Share this video, a couple things. Give me 2 seconds. Shout out to everybody that was in here waiting. We covering 2 cards today, so we got a whole day of boxing. All right. Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a while since I did a live. What's up? Chris Cross keeping 100. King Alfred. Dan. What's up to everyone that's here in the building, man? What's up, G Funky? What's good? Make sure you guys smash that like button on your way in. All right. I see that this card has been on some of the pre-fights. All right. Wasn't able to catch any of the pre-fights, but this fight, Robinson and Gill, that I just turned on, looks to be a pretty wild fight. I was watching a little bit of it while I was getting ready and setting up to get everything going. How's the fight card been so far? All right, this was a pay-per-view. I had to order it on Fight TV, $29.99 pay-per-view. But there's some good fights on this undercard here that I'm looking forward to seeing. What's good, Josh, man? What's good, Andy? Watts Lokes was good. No, it's not on the zone. This card is not. This is a pay-per-view. It's on Sky Sports, but it's not on the zone. So we technically don't have access to it unless you buy it on Fight TV, unless you could stream it somewhere or something like that. I purchased it on the Fight TV app. In fact, I just created the whole Fight TV account just now. This is exactly why I was taking some time to get everything started, because I actually thought that this card was going to be on the zone. Usually a lot of cards that's on Sky Sports, the zone, you know, they purchased the cards too, but they didn't pick this one up. So I paid for it on Fight TV, downloaded the app, started an account, put it on my TV, and just trying to get everything going. All right. So Clarissa Shields is going to be making a return today to boxing against Emma Kozin, who I'm not really familiar with, to be honest. I did look her up. I did get a chance to look some of her highlights up just to see what Clarissa was dealing with. You know, everybody's waiting for the Savannah Marshall fight. And I don't think Clarissa is going to have too many issues today in this fight. You know, I think Kozin is a little too slow for her. I see that she's ranked 3rd on BoxRec, right under her at middleweight, right under Clarissa and Savannah. So she's ranked high, but based on what I've seen as far as her fighting, shouldn't be too much of a problem for Clarissa Shields today. And then we got the Liam Williams against Chris Eubank fight, which is a fight that I'm really looking forward to. That should be a pretty fun fight. I'm expecting Eubank to win and possibly stop him. I think Eubank is going to do a little better than Demetrius Andre did. All right, but that should be a good war for the amount of time it lasts. That's if there's a stoppage in that fight. But I'm expecting Chris Eubank to win that one. And then you got some good undercard. Let me pull up the card right now. Excuse me. Let me pull up the card and see what else is on. It's a pretty good fight. Now, later on tonight, we're gonna do this card, and then I think I'm gonna take like an hour and a half break, and then we're gonna come back and do the Keith Thurman, Mario Barrios pay-per-view. So I'm gonna do both all day. I'm gonna be on here all day. There's gonna be like an hour gap in between these 2 cards. I'm not gonna cover the Carlos Cuadras card at all. I'm not gonna have time to go back and forth. You know, I can only do one card. I'm gonna do one card at a time. So we're not gonna do that card tonight. You know, I'll do a fight review when I watch the Carlos Cuadras Rodriguez fight tomorrow. Okay. But for tonight, I'm just gonna do Keith Thurman, and I'm gonna do the my Clarissa Shields card and that's it. I'm not gonna do a Carlos Carter's fight at all. I'm not gonna even turn and flip flop. It's just gonna be too much. So I'm just gonna stick to this pay-per-view, and I'm gonna stick to the other pay-per-view. All right. Dave Paul says he just bought the pay-per-view. Yeah, I just created a whole Fight TV account, which I always kind of been meaning to do. I think I've ordered a fight before on Fight TV. I just didn't like create a account, but I'm just gonna have it all set up just in case, because sometimes we're gonna get fights that we're not gonna have access to here in America. Might as well just start the account and get it going for future pay-per-views. All right. But this is a Sky Sports event. It's not on the zone. So I had to pay for it $29.99, which isn't bad. And that's my whole thing when it comes to these pay-per-views. I just feel like they should lower the price of some of these. Keith Thurman against Mario Barrios, I don't think it's a pay-per-view at all, to be honest. It's not a pay-per-view at all. I know Keith wants a lot of money. I know the fighters on the undercard like Leo Santa Cruz want a lot of money, but this is not a pay-per-view worthy fight at all. But I want to cover the fight. You know, I'm a big fan of Keith. I do want to cover the fight. And listen, let's just say there's a major upset. Let's say Keith Thurman ends up losing or ends up getting stopped. I want to be here to cover it if it happens. I'm expecting Keith to dominate Mario Barrios, even though he's rusty, even though he's inactive, even though he's coming off of injuries. But $75 for that fight is ridiculous. I think, you know, if they did what they did with Luis Ortiz earlier this year with $39.99, even though I didn't even like that price for that card, because that's just another regular card. PBC is pay-per-viewing everything right now, and I think it has a lot to do with paying these fighters the amount of money that they want. You know, it's on Sky Sports. I don't know if it's a pay-per-view for them, but here in America, this card is a pay-per-view. We don't have access to Sky Sports, you know, unless you stream it some kind of way. All right. So but yeah, we're gonna do live commentary for all of these fights. Let me pull up this undercard real quick. I meant to do that a moment ago. Give me a second. Let me pull up this undercard. So you got some people on this undercard here. I think you got Otto Wallin that's on this undercard. Oh, he already picked up the win. Okay, I missed that. All right, I missed that, but wasn't expected. It was a tune-up fight. All right, so Otto Wallin already picked up his win, so I missed that. All right. You got Caroline Dubois on the undercard. You got who else you got? You got, I thought I might be mistaken, but I thought Fabio Wardley was on this undercard. Maybe I'm confusing it with another card. All right. You got Harlem Eubank on this card. Damn, I really thought I definitely got it wrong. I'm probably confusing it with another card. You got Julius Andango against Chris Jenkins. All right, so you don't really got much left on here. We got a few fights in already. I think this is the third fight on the card so far. All right, but we really, let's be honest, we were really here for, most of us is here for that Chris Eubank fight against Leah Williams and Clarissa making her boxing comeback. All right. Shout out to everyone that's here, man. Smash that like button. Orgasmatron, what's up, man? Karma, what's up, hun? How you doing? The Awoken One is here. Project Jab, Linda is here. And just gonna talk boxing. We're gonna chill, have some fun. What do you guys? How are you guys predicting the Eubank fight? Yeah, I didn't get to see Wallin. I was looking at a few tweets. He looked a little bit out of shape from the tweets that I saw. Didn't look too good. All right, but he's been off. He's been out of it for a minute. You know, he was supposed to fight Dillian White. That whole thing fell back. He probably gained some weight. He probably wasn't training like that. It is what it is. It was just a stay busy fight. I mean, he fought a guy that was 11-24, so I wasn't even expecting much. But what do you guys got for Eubank and Williams? That's the first question I have. Who do you guys got for that fight? I think Eubank is capable of stopping Williams. I'm expecting Eubank to stop him. I think Eubank is going to go for the side. I think Eubank has the power to hurt him, and I think he's willing to be a little bit more dangerous than Andrade was. Andrade was able to hurt him too, but Andrade is a type of guy that hurt guys early, and then he boxes for the remainder. He plays it safe for the remainder of the fight. If he can't get you out of there early, he usually plays it safe for the remainder of the fight. I think Eubank, I'm expecting Eubank to really step it up and go for the KO, Project Jab says, I'm just glad we're getting Serrano and Taylor finally. Me too, man. And I would love to see that fight live. I just hope, I think the main thing with me is that I hope that they'll find a way to reschedule, if not the Taylor and Serrano fight, and I don't think they're going to reschedule that one. I just hope that Valdez and Shakur Stevenson gets rescheduled either the week before or the week after. I just really want to see that fight too. I don't want that to fight. I don't want that fight to be on the same night. I think it's ridiculous that they had that fight April 30th. They're going to have to find another week. It's just not going to work, and I know the Mexican holiday is going to be coming up, and they probably want it because of that, but it's not going to work. They got to find a way to move that date. And most likely is probably going to fight the week after. So they're not going to want to have it on a Canelo date. It's a good chance they probably won't even switch the dates, man, which sucks. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Charlo and Canelo has not been confirmed. I know there's a lot of talks and rumblings about it. A lot of things has been said, but is no confirmation for that fight yet. No confirmation. All right. I'm just kind of sitting back and waiting. I did address it. I did talk about it in one of my most recent videos, but I'm waiting for that to be confirmed. All right, who's fighting next? Yeah, I'm just waiting. Like I said, I like the fight. This is a fight that I thought could have happened at 154. It's a fight that could have happened at 160 for sure, because Jamal Charlo was Canelo's mandatory at one point. If I had it my way, I would have loved for Canelo to defend his mandatory with the WBC and fight in Charlo. It would have been a lot, because Charlo was his mandatory. Deverenchenko was IBF mandatory, and then he would have had to fight Andre too. That's a lot. 3 fights, those kind of caliber fights is a lot. But I think if Canelo really wanted to pull it off and become undisputed at 160, it would have been a lot harder to do it at 160 than to do it at 168. Especially coming off of wins against Triple G and some of the other fights he had. It would have been a lot. Jamal would have been his mandatory. Deverenchenko would have been his mandatory. And then fighting Andrade on top of that. That's a lot. That's a lot of work. And Deverenchenko was a lot more dangerous at the time. Deverenchenko, I think, only lost to Danny Jacobs at that time in a very competitive split decision win for Jacobs. All right. He didn't take the kind of damage he took against Triple G or Jamal Charlo at that time. So that would have been a tougher fight. I think Canelo would have won that fight. But at the time, I think Jamal and fighting Andre was a little bit more dangerous at that time. Yeah, of course, I'm watching the Thurman fight. I'm going to be on here at 8 for that card. All right. But it's going to be a separate video. So I'm going to log off on this when this is done. And we're going to get straight into the Thurman card on around 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. So be back for that. You're going to cover that full card. I think I'm going to get a few of the prelims, the free fights, and before the actual pay-per-view starts. All right. But the pay-per-view undercard is pretty decent. It's not bad. Thank you. And make sure you join up later. Everyone that's here now, smash that like button. So yeah, we got Clarissa Shields in the main event, and like I said, we all gearing up for her to fight Savannah Marshall. I'm glad she's having a fight between her MMA loss and this fight and the Savannah Marshall fight. I think Clarissa has to be at her absolute best, and coming off of having MMA training and preparing for those couple fights that she had over there, I think she got to be on her complete A game against Savannah Marshall. That's a serious fight. That's a tough fight right there. You got to be on your A game. They got Julius Andango, former junior welterweight champ, fighting Chris Jenkins now. All right. Julius Andango, 38 years old. He's been taking some losses lately. At this point, he's pretty much a stepping stone at this point, at 140, former champion, but he's way past it, way, way, way past it. Hasn't really been, he was pretty easy to beat. I mean, look, he beat Ricky Burns. I remember watching that fight. It was a good win. But he ran into Terrence Crawford, got stopped. Ran into Regis Prograis, got stopped. And then he had a couple more losses after that against some of the up and coming guys. He's been stopped. Third round stoppage by Crawford. Second round stoppage. Another second round stoppage. Another fourth round stoppage. He's been getting stopped left and right. I don't know how much Chris Jenkins could really bring. But I know Julius Andango is kind of past it at this point, especially that he's 38 years old. So we'll see. We're in round 1 of this fight. Jenkins, the orthodox fighter. Andango, the southpaw. Taller, longer southpaw here. First round. What you guys got? What's up, Vitalaj? What's good? Project Jab, what's good? Project Jab asks, what's your opinion on Jake Paul bring a promoter? Being a promoter. I think so far he's good. Again, he's not an actual promoter. So him being a YouTuber and him being a fighter, maybe he could bring something different from the other promoters, getting his fighters paid. I'm sure he has a lot to learn. Maybe he can help make boxing a little better. He's getting Serrano a huge payday. So I think that is great. He's part of the reason why this fight is happening between Serrano and Taylor. He's a big part of it. So I think that's a good start. And so far, I'm cool with him. I don't really have a problem with Jake Paul. He's saying a lot of good things, but let's see what happens. Let's wait and see. I know him and Dana White is having a lot of exchanges of words. And so far in this first round, there's not much really happening. I'll definitely let you guys know what's happening when this fight. When the first round it's just a filling out round right now. Neither fighter is doing much. But as far as Jake Paul, we just got to wait and see how he does. I think him being a part of Serrano and Taylor is a huge thing, and giving Serrano the opportunity to make millions, that's great. So I'm happy about that. But we got to just wait and see what else he does. This is his first major fight being a promoter and not a fighter. So I think it's good. It's good. We just got to wait and see. We got to see what happens with the other fights. These guys, 50 seconds left in the first round, still filling out round. I haven't seen nothing big, nothing heavy has landed from either one of them yet. 40 seconds left. Andango's landed some straight lefts to the body so far. Jenkins has landed a couple of straight rights up top, but it's a filling out round, both in the center of the ring. Not much action, just getting the feeling of the opponent right now. Not much action, all right? So I'll let you guys know as soon as something happens here. But pretty even round. I think Andango is being a little bit more active. He's throwing more punches so far in this round. So I might edge it for Andango, but not much happening yet. Ndongo's, one problem with Ndongo with me. I've always had a problem with him, even back before he lost to Bud. I think Ndongo don't have the best balance. He doesn't have great balance. When he shoots those straight lefts, which is one of his that's his best punch. He seems to be tipping over all the time. Like, he doesn't have the greatest legs. I noticed about him, and he's not really durable, obviously. All right, but he doesn't have great balance. All right, what do we got? Do I think Andre will fight Benavidez since he's moving up? Listen, I see a lot of that talk. It'll be great. It's a great fight. It's a great matchup. Um, as far as the business and the politics aside, that like the politics and Andre's a DAZN matchroom fighter, and Benavidez is a PBC. I mean, I would love to see the fight, but will it happen? I don't know. I kind of doubt it, to be honest. I doubt it. I'm not getting my hopes up for that. When it comes to cross promotion fights, nice right hand lands for Jenkins. It backs Ndango up a bit. Jenkins is starting to put a little bit more pressure in this round. A lot more pressure, actually. All right. He's putting a lot more pressure on Ndango this time. So now he's coming in. He's landing some heavier shots here. And he's stepping in. He's going to the body. He's giving a lot of different looks now. All right. Ndango is on the back foot a little bit. Let's see how he does with this pressure. All right. Vitalaj, thank you for the donation. All right. Appreciate it. He says, recalled Tank's bout against Santa Cruz, my favorite in 2021 or even earlier. What do you think of it? Finished too early. I mean, it was a great fight. It was a great fight, to be honest, for the time that it lasted. I think Leo made a major mistake when he got stopped. I remember him throwing, can't remember exactly what kind of punch it was, but he set himself up to get knocked out. Tank was waiting for the shot. I don't know what kind of shot Leo was throwing, but he do it like 3 or 4 times in a row, and you can see Tank just waiting and setting up to time him with a counter. He did. He knocked out Leo, and that was it. But up into the knockout, it was a very competitive fight. I mean, the amount of shots that Leo landed against Tank was very impressive. I thought going into that fight, I thought Tank would win by knockout. Oh, wow. Jenkins is really putting the pressure on Ndango. Landed a nice flurry just now, ending with a left hook. And Ndango's fighting back, but he's not landing the way Jenkins is dominating Ndango in this second round here. Let's see if he can keep this pressure going. But he's throwing a lot of shots, and he's landing a lot of them too. All right, let's see how his cardio is. But he's going at Ndango. Clear round for Jenkins so far. 25 seconds left in this second round. All right, but dominant round for Jenkins. Clear round for Jenkins so far. Nice counter right hand. But yeah, a great fight. Leo landed a lot of shots. It was great. It was a fun fight to watch. But I think the knockout was expected for me. I did do a breakdown for that fight. And even though Leo is a 3 or 4 division champion and everything, that's cool. That's great. But I knew he was going to get knocked out by Tank. Guys that's moving up to fight Tank, they're not going to win. They're going to get stopped. Tank is too big of a puncher. He just knocked out Mario Barrios 2 fights ago, a guy from 140 that's fighting a welterweight. So I wasn't surprised that Tank knocked him out. That's exactly what I was expecting. All right. But yeah, I don't believe Benavidez and Andre happens. I don't believe it. I think it's just a lot of talk for now. We'll see. We just got to wait and see. All right. Nice. Linda says Jake Paul actually did well promoting. Yeah, I agree. Chris Cross says, I don't like Jake, but respect to him for making the fights happen. It's not even that I don't like Jake Paul. I don't care. I didn't really care for him. I really didn't care for these celebrity exhibition fights. I didn't know who Jake Paul was. It's not that I dislike him. I just don't like him neither. It was just, he's just a YouTuber to me that was fighting. But if he's really in it to be a promoter and make some good fights happen, like fights that we haven't been able to make, then I'm all for him, you know. But we have to wait and see. We got to wait and see. It's too early to call as far as him being a promoter, you know, because again, he don't have the experience yet. And I think as time goes on, is he willing to make high quality fights and work with other promoters? You know, it doesn't matter what you want to do as a promoter. It's about working with the other promoters, the other networks, and making the fights happen. By the way, we're in this third round, and Jenkins is still landing heavy shots. I think Jenkins is going to stop Ndango. Ndango looks like he's got swelling over his right eye already. We're a little over a minute into the third round, and Jenkins is keeping the pressure going. Ndango is landing, but he's not landing any key shots that's gonna back Jenkins up. Jenkins has him against the corner. He's on the ropes, and Ndango's throwing, but Jenkins is landing the better, heavier, cleaner shots, in my opinion. You know, Ndango's throwing, but he's not setting anything up. He's just throwing left hand after left hand after left hand over and over again. And Jenkins is blocking most of the majority of these shots, and he's countering with heavier shots. He just countered with 3 shots. I think he's on his way to stopping Ndango, in my opinion. I give Ndango, if he survives this round, I think he stops Ndango the next round. He doesn't have Ndango hurt bad yet, but Ndango is taking way too many shots here. A minute left in this third round here. And I have Jenkins winning this round again. Let's see how this plays out. Nice uppercut by Jenkins. Jenkins is keeping it. It's a phone booth fight. They're both on the inside, and Jenkins is still getting the better of Ndango at the moment. Yeah, Ndango definitely has swelling over his right eye. Big swelling there. Nice left hook to the body lands for Jenkins. Ndango's throwing. It's just that he's not. He's not doing great work on the inside. Jenkins is better at getting the shots through on the inside. Ndango is smothering his punches a little bit. He fights better long. Oh, he's putting rounds done, and Ndango barely survives that round. Barely. Another 30 seconds, and he would have went down. All right. Ndango already looks out of it, going back to his corner. And I just, like I said, I think Ndango is going to get stopped in the next round. Where's my remote? All right. Thank you, Maker. What's up, man? What's up, Eddie Morales? Eddie, it's not that I'm not interested in the Quadras fight. It's just that I'm going to be covering this and another pay-per-view after that. And I'm not going to cover 3 cards. It's just too much. All right. I'm going to be on here for the next few hours, next couple, at least 3 hours, covering this card. And then I got to cover another pay-per-view. So it's just too much. I can't cover 3 fights at once. It's not that I'm not interested in it. I am interested in it. But it's just too much to cover. All right, let's go back and catch up to a few comments. If Eubank fights the way he did against DeGale, he stops Williams inside 6 rounds. Yeah. And I think Eubank is doing well with Roy Jones. I think Roy Jones is I think Eubank is a very athletic fighter. I like the way he's looked in his last couple of fights. I think he's improved since he lost to George Groves. in a World Boxers Super Series. I think he's doing better with Roy. I think I like the angles he's throwing his punches from. I like the way he fights. It's just that I want to see it against a high level opponent. And I think Liam Williams is a start. I think Liam is a good opponent. It's not Triple G. It's not Munguia. It's not against Jamal Charlo, who he was supposed to fight before the pandemic originally. But it's a step up. I like the fight. And Liam Williams is a very powerful puncher. I don't think he has the greatest technique, but he's a big puncher. All right, we're in this fourth round, a little past halfway through the fourth round, and Jenkins is keeping the pressure going. All right, has Andango against the ropes again, but Jenkins is keeping the pressure going, but he's being very he's choosing his punches wisely. All right, I don't think the pressure is not as high as it was last round. I think he's trying to land the right shot. And Ndango has thrown less this round. I think he's more focused on defense. I think he's trying to get the round. I think he's trying to get through the round here. All right, but his right eye is swelling up pretty bad. Julius Andango's eye. 30 seconds left in the fourth round. All Jenkins again for me. Ndango just can't land. He just can't get through the shots here. He just can't get through. He can't really land anything that's going to affect Jenkins, to keep Jenkins off of him. Too much pressure. And Jenkins he doesn't respect Ndango's power at this point. And I think if Ndango takes another loss, I think it's time to really hang it up, man. I mean, I think you've been stopped like 4 out of your last fights or so. If he takes another stoppage today, it'll be like 5 out of 6 fights, stoppage laws. Guys are stopping him within 4 rounds. All right, but he survives. He survives this round. All right. This fight is on Fight TV and Sky Sports. So if you're out in the UK, you have access to it on Sky Sports. If you're here in America, you have to pay the pay-per-view and purchase it on Fight TV for $29.99. All right. Yeah, Sky cut off the YouTube free stream because they only had it for the prelims. They had a few of them early on before the pay-per-view. The actual pay-per-view started with this fight here with Julius Andango. All right. And Chris Jenkins. All right. We're in round 5. All right. This is an 8-rounder, by the way. This is an 8-rounder. And Jenkins is still, the one being the aggressor here. He's the one that's coming forward. And again, he's still landing more shots. But I think he's, like I said before, I think Jenkins is just is waiting for the right opportunity to land the right shot to hurt Andango. Ndango's still holding his own, but he's not winning rounds. And he's not the ring general here. He's not in control of this fight at all. All right, I think he's just surviving at this point. 5th round here. G Funky says Jenkins need to step on the gas, not time to be economical with your punches. Yeah, I agree with you. I just think he's trying to land a bigger shot to hurt him. I think he's not swarming him as much as he was in the third. Maybe maybe he punched himself out a little bit, but he is keeping the pressure going. I don't know if he has the power to just knock Ndango out with one shot. I think he needs to go back to being, like you said, I think he needs to go back to where he was in the 3rd round and just keep throwing a lot of punches instead of just trying to, land one big shot. And go to the body a little bit more. His left hooks to the body. I think Terrence Crawford stopped Ndango with a right hook to the body. All right. So I think maybe he goes to Ndango's body, hurts him a little bit more because he's going to the body a little bit, but he's mixing it up pretty well. But I think he needs to go to the body a little bit more. All right. But he definitely is still doing a better work. 55 seconds left in the 5th round. Lands a left and a right up top. Lands a left to the body. And Ndango is just backing up at this point. Jenkins got to turn it up right now. Like right now, when Ndango is not throwing anything, turn it up. You got to pick up the pace a little bit more. He has to pick it up a little bit more. If he wants to get a stoppage here, and he should get a stoppage, he has to pick it up more. $20 seconds left in the 5th. Yeah, I did see the Durman and Barrios weigh-in. That is, let me tell you something. I went back, and I'll probably speak on this more later. I went back and watched previous Keith Thurman weigh-ins, and I've never seen Keith Thurman look like that. On top of that, he was weighing 145. I've never seen Keith Thurman look like that in a weigh-in. He's never looked jacked like that. A few people are saying, maybe he's on some kind of PEDs and stuff. Again, not the kind of guy that's just going to make all of these, allegations. I don't know if it's true, but he looked jacked. That is the most diesel I've ever seen Keith Thurman at a weigh-in. If you look at his last fight, even if you look at the Pacquiao fight and you want to be in the best shape in your career in the Pacquiao fight, he didn't look like that against Manny Pacquiao. He's saying he's more focused more than ever now. Which is good. He's not injured, which is good. But man, he looked ripped in that fight. I said on Twitter, he looked like an action figure. He looked ripped at that weigh-in. He's never looked that muscular before. And he weighed only 145. I think he stops Barrios. If you guys saw the breakdown I did, I predicted Keith Thurman with an 8th round stoppage, or at least within the 8th rounds. I think he's going to stop him and outperform Tank Davis. I think Tank was losing rounds against Barrios, but he was able to hurt Barrios when he landed the big heavy shots. Barrios was never really landing anything that Tank respected, but he was boxing extremely well against Tank. Keith, on the other hand, I think Keith is not only, I think Mario Barrios could get a couple rounds in, but I think Keith is going to hurt Barrios and outbox him and do better in between. I know he's been out of the ring. I know he's been inactive, but I think I still got Keith winning this one, man. And the what I like about the weigh-in is it showed me that Keith was actually getting ready for the fight. It showed me, like, when you come in that kind of shape and you're coming in, you're not barely missing weight. It's not like the Gary Russell fight that we had against Maxayo recently, where you knew Gary wasn't on his A game. He went through a lot in between his fight, things with his family, went on a 2-year layoff, came in a half a pound heavy, didn't physically look the best shape that I've seen him. Looked a little soft around the waist, came in with an injury. It's not like that. Keith seems to be, he looks good in the weigh-in. He looked good in the weigh-in. And this is, I expected him to get a knockout win, but I'm even more confident that Keith was going to win this fight after watching a weigh-in. How do I watch boxing matches? Do I pay for every fight? Absolutely not. I do not pay for every fight. I if there's a pay-per-view, I pay them because I'm doing coverage. I know a lot of people are not going to have access to the fight. That's part of the reason I'm totally against Keith Thurman and Mario Barrios being a pay-per-view at all, no matter where they price it at. I'm against the pay-per-view. But I understand, I have a boxing channel. People want to hear the commentary, and people are not going to pay, but they're not going to even be able to watch, but they want to hear the commentary. You know, there's a lot of people that watch these commentary videos that I do, and they don't have access to the fight. They just don't. You know, they just want to hear the commentary. You know, so that's why I have to do it. You know, it's kind of like my job to do it. Do I support the pay-per-view itself? Absolutely not. All right. But no, I don't pay for every fight. You know, I subscribe to everything. You know, in order for me being a boxing channel, I subscribe to everything. I subscribe to ESPN. I subscribe to DAZN. I subscribe to Showtime. I subscribe to everything that I have to pay for because we make money. We get donations for these videos. And it covers that, you know, it does cover it. So I have to be the guy that's, you know, I have a following. And some of you guys, a lot of you guys, not some, but a lot of you guys are here because you don't have access to the video or to the fights, but you want to hear me speaking on the fights. I have Eubank. Winning. Possibly stopping Williams. So 6th round, I didn't give commentary for that, but the 6th round was more the same. It's starting to look like this is going to go the distance. All right. Jenkins we're in the 7th round here in an 8-round fight. And even though Jenkins is clearly winning this fight, it doesn't seem like he has enough pop to really hurt and stop Ndango. I'm sorry. He hasn't even dropped Ndango at this point. He just landed a nice left hook to the body. He's landed a good amount of body shots in this fight, but nothing enough to hurt Ndango. All right, so I think this is going to go to full distance. I think if Jenkins had stopped Ndango in the 3rd or 4th rounds, I think those were the rounds that he was closest to doing it. But things have slowed down for Jenkins since the 3rd round. Is anybody in here expecting an upset tonight for Keith Thurman and Mario Barrios? Is anyone here expecting Barrios to win this fight tonight? You know, I've definitely read a lot of comments of people thinking that Mario Barrios is going to win this fight based on the inactivity of Keith Thurman. A lot of people believe that Keith Thurman is completely washed up. You know, being injured, being older, being inactive, 2.5 years out of the ring. They believe that Keith Thurman is going to get stopped tonight. Halfway through the 7th here. And Dongo's doing pretty well this round, by the way. He's doing better this round. Jenkins has definitely slowed down. All right, but this is a more competitive round, probably the most competitive round we've seen since the 1st round. KK says no. J Min says yes. Barrios digging to that body. All right, Ralph Unreal says I got Keith by knockout. Smash that like button, by the way. Everyone that's here, smash the like button. Share the video if you can. Is anybody here just listening to the commentary? Is anyone here that's not watching the fight, but just listening to the commentary? Let me know in the let me know in the comments. Good round by Andango. He's fighting back. 30 seconds left in the 7th. Nice combination lands for Jenkins. Nice little exchange between the two. I think, see, what's happening here is there's a little bit space in between the two. Jenkins is not smothering Ndango anymore, and Ndango is fighting at the range that he's comfortable at fighting at. And I think that's why he's landing more jabs, landing more straight lefts, showing a lot of heart in this fight, you know, especially because of the fact that he's down. At least I think he's down. He's showing a lot of heart here. Just showing Williams and his locker room getting ready, taping up, getting ready to throw the gloves on. All right, that fight's coming up soon. Karma's listening. Karma's listening to the commentary, not watching the fight. Woken One says, I think Mario's capable of and can cause an upset, but Thurman should have the skills to weather the storm. I agree. people keep talking about the body digging Barrios will do, but it seems to me like Thurman is solving that issue by strengthening that part of his body. I don't have access to watching the fight. All right. Petter Thomas says only listening to me. Cool. KK says I don't have access to the fight. So that was my point. A lot of people are just here to listen to the commentary, and they don't have access to the fight. You know, and I think a lot of people later on, people are not going to want to pay for that pay-per-view. A lot of people are not going to have access to it, but there's a lot of people that just refuse to pay for it. And look, the way that these pay-per-views has been, if you look at Tank's pay-per-view against Isaac Cruz, if you look at Luis Ortiz pay-per-view, the pay-per-views have been failing lately. People are, I think, are getting tired of the pay-per-views, the random pay-per-views on regular fights that should be happening, should be taking place. And I don't think this pay-per-view is going to do well tonight. It's just not, you know, I don't think it's going to do that well. All right. I think Keith, Mario Barrios, you know, Keith, people love Keith. They support Keith. But I don't think on his own, is he going to do well as a pay-per-view fighter? I don't believe so. No. All right. Andy says he set the reminder for the commentary. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone that's just here, just listening and not watching the fight. I think that's really dope, you know, for you guys to support me like that. All right, so we halfway through this last round here. And let me tell you something. Andango has done pretty well the last couple rounds. All right. I don't think it'll be enough to win the fight, but he's held his own. He's landing lefts. All right. Nice looping left hand lands. He lands another straight left through the guard of Jenkins. And Jenkins has let his foot off the gas. You know, I think if this fight was a little bit more competitive early on, I think he'd be in a little trouble based on the way Andango is fighting now. I think he would be, if this was a 10 or a 12 rounder, I think this could have been anybody's fight. But being that it's only an 8th round and I gave Jenkins the majority of the earlier rounds, I think Jenkins is still going to win if this goes to a decision. It's 39 seconds left in this fight. All right. Cano Loco, man. What's good with you, man? It's been a minute. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. I hope you're having a good new year. All right. Hope you have a good new year, man. Appreciate you coming by. All right. 20 seconds left in this fight. And I'm giving Andango this round. I'm giving him this round. I seen the 6th round. I didn't really watch too much of it. I know I gave Andango the 7th round for sure. Jenkins is trying to finish off strong here, but he's getting hit with a lot of shots here. Fight's done. Good fight. Good fight. Good performance. I think Jenkins got it though. I think Jenkins got the win. But Andango showed a lot of heart in this fight by surviving. You know, Jenkins couldn't really get him out of here. They both look really, really out of it, man. Let's see how this decision goes. I think it should be unanimous, though. I think Andango won about 3 rounds in this fight. All right. I see around 3 rounds, but you never know. Let's see. You never know. I mean, 3 rounds. If I'm giving it 3 rounds in the 8th round, you never know. One of those judges might have given him an extra round, and it might be a draw. But I think Jenkins got it for me. Unbiased perspective. What's up, man? Oh, Kano, you recovering from 19. Hope you're doing all right, man. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I already had it. I had it at the end of the year, during Christmas, the week of Christmas, man. And it was pretty rough. I think a lot of the symptoms is still lingering. All right, but most of it's not that bad. You know, I think most people that had COVID at some point, I think some of the symptoms was still lingering. It's not like the common cold or flu. All right, hold on. Give you the scorecard real quick. 78-75. All right. Jenkins got the decision. Jenkins got the 78-75 unanimous. All right. So they gave Undango only 2. Whatever. Oops. Just turned it off by accident. All right. So, yeah, I mean, not surprising. I think Jenkins pretty clearly won the fight to me. I didn't know how the judges would have it. But it was a pretty good fight. Not a bad fight. Yeah, and Ndongo, like I said, I think he should kind of hang it up. He's definitely not there anymore as far as on the elite level. I mean, at this point, he's just a name, a guy that people are going to want to fight on the come up because he's a former champion, but he's way past it. And I don't even think in his prime, I don't really think he was that great to begin with. All right, what's up, Rock Sports? Was good. I was just actually watching your video you sent me. I know you sent me a video the other day. I was watching a little bit of it yesterday with Thurman and Barrios. All right, I was watching your prediction video. Good breakdown. Who would I have between Boo Boo and Benavidez? That's tough. That's a tough one right there. That's a really tough prediction right there. That's really tough. Because in my opinion, I think Benavidez might be the toughest fight for Andre, and I think Andre is going to be the toughest fight for Benavidez. I think Andre is better than Darrell. And I think that would be a tough fight. I really don't know. I can see Andre outscoring Benavidez, and I can see Benavidez hurting Andre. That's a tough one. Andre and Benavidez was. I don't think the fight is going to happen. I think that's one of those fights where it's just going to be a lot of talk, and it's not going to happen. And I say that mainly because of cross promotions. I just don't think it's going to happen. Cross networks. I don't think it's going to happen. I think when it comes to Benavidez, I think they're saving up for something really big, and they're probably going to try to keep that one in house. If they're going to put him in there, like let's say Charlo doesn't happen. I think eventually they might put him in there with Plant or something. I just don't really believe that they're going to use Benavidez to fight Andre. I don't think so. All right. Thurman Barrios has the feel of a Thurman Josecito Lopez rematch. Yeah, a little bit, but I think Barrios and Lopez have some similarities, but a lot of differences. More differences than similarities. I think Barrios, I compared the two because I was watching them. I was watching the Josecito Lopez fight the other day when I was doing some film study, and there's some similarities there. But I think Lopez has proven to be more durable. He's been in there with a lot of great fighters. He's been in there with Jesse Vargas, Canelo Alvarez. He's been in there with Victor Ortiz. He's been in there with a lot of dudes. Andre Berto. And Josecito Lopez is tough, man. He's been in there with a lot of punchers. And Barrios hasn't. Barrios is a little slicker, though. I think he's more of a better defender. I think he has faster hands. I think he's a better counterpuncher. But Lopez is just a different beast, bro. He's a warrior. He's proven to be a warrior for real. Leonard, thank you for the donation, man, and the super chat, man. Appreciate your donation. If I can't watch it, I prefer to listen than do illegal streams. It's a choice. You're one of the better commentators. Have the Zone UK will be watching at a BAM. Oh, you put BAM. I don't know, but I'll be here. I'll be here at 8 a.m. All right, or 8 p.m. Sorry, I'll be here 8 p.m. All right, but thank you. I appreciate the support. And yeah, I'm not a big streamer myself. If I'm streaming something, I'm probably it's probably because I really have no way to access the fight, and there's no way I could watch it. If I'm doing commentary, I've never streamed a fight I did commentary on. Because I feel like You know, I'll be making money from doing this. You know, so the very least I could do is support the network that's providing me something to give content for. You know, so I think I'll stream a fight, but I'll just be in my home, just watching it on my own or somewhere else watching. I won't stream a fight that I'm doing live commentary on. Plus, the quality of streaming is not great, and the last thing I would want is a link to go bad while I'm doing live commentary. It's just I just want to I just wouldn't do it. You know, just me. All right. They look like it looks like they're really this is Daniel Dubois' sister fighting. They're really pushing this, you know. I actually haven't seen her fight. I haven't seen their fight. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen her fight. This will be my first time watching her fight. All right. Awoken one says watching sports is okay, but listening to sports commentary is a more authentic and a full on experience, like listening to soccer on the radio. LOLs. Yeah, I mean, listening to commentary is cool. It is fun. It is cool. You know. I know if I wasn't doing this, I probably enjoy it too. You know, there's some people that have access to the fight, but they prefer listening to my commentary. They'll have it on mute or they'll have it low, and they'll prefer listening to my commentary over the TV's commentary, which is also cool. And it's cool to hear because you got like professional guys up there, and some people just don't prefer to watch their commentary. You know, they just don't prefer it. All right. Leonard's, thank you for the super chat again. Jesse Bam Rodriguez against fighting Carters on the zone. LOL. Yeah, and I'm not gonna cover that fight today. You know, I unfortunately I'm not gonna cover it. It should be a pretty good fight though. It should be a pretty good fight. I know it's a replacement fight and everything, but it should be a good fight. But I'm not gonna be able to cover it. I'm just gonna cover this card, and then I'm gonna cover the Keith Thurman one, and that's it. All right. Donnie says, "Is there a legal way to watch this in America? I know the back door." Yeah, Fight TV. That's what I did. I ordered the pay-per-view. It's $29.99, and I'm watching it on the Fight TV app. This website, you go stream it through the website. You can stream it through your phone. You can stream it on TV. I downloaded the app and everything just now. I just got in, like right before I went live. I downloaded the app, paid for it, yada yada yada. Got it up on the television, and we're here. So I officially have a Fight TV account now. All right. And again, like pay-per-views, again, I don't really support all this pay-per-view stuff. Especially when you pay a monthly subscription for ESPN and DAZN. But again, at least be reasonable. If you're gonna have a pay-per-view, don't charge us $75 for any random fight. That's just ridiculous. This is just a regular tune-up for doing a Thurman, in my opinion. Dan, thank you. Appreciate it. Try not to be biased. We're all a little biased. But I try not to be too biased. All right. Marlon, says, why is Thurman tune-up fight on pay-per-view? I have no idea. I didn't think when I don't like, they'll make a pay-per-view and it's like they'll make it seem like anybody that's on pay-per-view it becomes a legit pay-per-view star. No, the way it works is if you're a star and you're one of the star fighters, based on, I guess, viewership or ticket sales, they'll put you on pay-per-view. And if you do well, then you're a pay-per-view star. Not if you're the opponent of a pay-per-view star. You coming off like you were involved in a pay-per-view in your last fight against Manny Pacquiao. Thurman wasn't a pay-per-view star on his own. He fought Manny Pacquiao, and that was a pay-per-view. But it's because it's Manny Pacquiao mainly. Mario Barrios fought Tank Davis. It was on a pay-per-view. But Tank is the pay-per-view. Well, he's not even a pay-per-view star neither. But Mario Barrios was there on a pay-per-view because of Tank, not because of Mario Barrios. Tank could have fought anyone that night, and they would have made it a pay-per-view. So now it's like, okay, you got Keith Thurman, who was in the A side against Pacquiao, and you have Barrios, who was in the A side against Tank. They both lost the fights. Keith Thurman's coming off a 2.5-year layoff. There's no reason why this fight is a pay-per-view. It's just they're just making a pay-per-view because they want to pay the fighters more. So I get that, but now you have less viewership because if you put this on Fox cable network television, or if you put this on a subscription-based channel, maybe Showtime, maybe more people would view it because they would have access to it and they wouldn't have to pay a pay-per-view for it. But again, I'm not I'm not in boxing politicians. I am not a manager. I'm not part of the business of boxing. So, if they feel like they want to make it a pay-per-view, then that's on them, But if the numbers show later that the pay-per-views weren't really worth it, a lot of people are not going to watch the fight because it's a pay-per-view. A lot of people would want to see this fight, but they're not going to because it's a pay-per-view. So I don't know which way you go with it. Are you trying to get more views, or are you just trying to earn more just off a pay-per-view buys? I don't know what makes more money for them, KK says the networks lost a lot of money during pandemic. Yes, that's true. Carolyn Dubois is coming out now for her boxing debut, pro debut. Marlon says, like Thurman Porter, Thurman Garcia wasn't pay-per-view, but Thurman Barrios is. Exactly. And it has a lot to do with timing, because at that time, the PBC, when Sean Porter fought Keith Thurman, they were really still building the PBC, the Premier Boxing Champions, and putting stuff on. If not on Fox, it would be on Showtime. But it's starting to feel like the reason it feels like a lot of these fights lately that's been on pay-per-view has been based off desperation, because it doesn't make any sense. There are fights that the PBC have given us in the past that were much better quality fights and better quality cards that weren't a pay-per-view, but they're pay-per-views now. I don't know. A lot of people are talking about money. I know KK just said that the networks lost a lot of money during the pandemic, which is true. A lot of time went by where we weren't getting any cards. So maybe they're trying to make up from the losses. Probably is. They probably are, but as a consumer, as a fan, I'm going to purchase it because I have a boxing channel, but I'm just one pay-per-view buy. Most people are not going to purchase these. They're just not. Leonard, again, thank you for the super chat. Says it went over your head. You said Bam like AM time. My first super chat clarifying is Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Oh, I got you. My bad. I got you. Get you. I got you. Jesse Bam Rodriguez fighting Quadras for 150 title on the zone. Yeah, my bad. Look, if Thurman lose, when I say if Thurman lose, and I said this before too, him losing to Barrios today would be bad. All right. I'm sure he's going to have some thoughts of retirement. Now, if he wants to still stay and use his name to win fights, or take fights and make money, that's on him. But if he loses to Barrios today, and I know he's coming back off of a layoff, but as far as being an elite fighter at 147, he will not be that anymore. Now, as far as him retiring, that's on him. All right. So look, we getting this first round in with Dubois versus who is she fighting? I don't know how to say her name. Masio Kate? Masayo Kate? I don't want to say her name wrong. I probably already did. But Dubois is coming out fast. All right. Southpaw Lancer combinations, very aggressive. She's clearly trying to get an early knockout. Very fast. Dubois' hand speed is quick. She got very, very fast hands. Nice combinations. Nice right hook lands for her. Nice left to the body. A lot of speed. Haven't really seen her like sit down on anything heavy though. But so far she looks good. She just need to she needs to work on trying to figure out the range so she can land some of those straight lefts that she's drawing. You know, so far she's been kind of ambushing her opponent, but she needs to find the range because she's a little out of range when she throws, and her opponent is just taking a quick step back, and a lot of those shots are not landing because all it's taking for her to avoid her is taking a quick step back. I think Dubois needs to get in range a little bit more, feint a little bit before she comes in with the combination, or change levels a little bit, throw some jabs to the body a little bit. First round done. Good round for Dubois. Now, again, she can do a little better if she finds a range, in my opinion. Do I think Ugas has a higher chance of winning against Thurman than Spence? No. I think Spence is a stylistic nightmare for Keith Thurman. I've always thought that. And this is before Spence even won a title. I thought that Spence was a nightmare for Keith Thurman style-wise. I think his body shots, his pressure, his ability to cut off the ring was always bad news for Keith Thurman. All right. Amir, happy birthday from Dubai. Happy birthday, Amir. Happy birthday to you. All right. I told, what's up, man? Watts Loke says, please no Thurman and Tank fight. Listen, man, when I started hearing about that, I was like, oh, Keith Thurman must be really in bad shape if they're willing to put Tank in there with Keith Thurman. But I don't think that's going to really happen. I don't think it's going to happen. All right, so we're in round 2. And again, I think when I was saying a little bit about range, I think Dubois is doing a little better this round. All right, she's stepping in a little further in now, and she's able to land some of those shots. But she got to give some different looks. She's stepping in and throwing the same exact combination over and over. If she was with a more, and I understand this is her professional debut. I think if she was in there with a more experienced boxer or counter puncher, she would get timed with the left hook. She has to be careful with that. Her right hand is down when she's stepping in. She would need to be careful with the counters. But she's young. Nice right hook lands for Dubois. Macio is doing well with her range. Just setting up, trying to time Dubois. But I think Dubois' speed is an issue for her. She's trying to time and counter Dubois as she steps in. I don't know if she has the power. I'm not familiar with her. I think Dubois got to just calm down a little bit, though, when she steps in. Oh, nice. The combination ends the second round. Another round for Dubois. What's up, Diego? What's good? What's up, Mike G? What's good? King Alfred, do I think Spence versus Crawford will ever happen? Yeah. Not this year. I said this in a previous video. I don't think it'll happen this year. And at this point, I don't even think it happens at 147. I think these guys, I just don't think it's going to happen at 147. I don't think it's gonna happen in 2022 neither. You know, think maybe next year. Um, I just don't think it's gonna happen, man. Maybe next year. I think something's gonna happen. Excuse me. I think something major is gonna happen first before they fight each other for some reason. I have a bad feeling that one of them is gonna either lose to someone or nice Dubois stops. Well, she dropped her, but the ref didn't count it as a knockdown. I don't know. I guess it was a slip. I thought I thought Dubois landed something and dropped her, but I would have to see that replay. We're in the third round here. It's been all Dubois, but I mean, Maciel has been holding her own. I think Dubois should go to her body a little bit. I haven't seen her fight and get on the inside a little bit at all yet in this fight. It's been the same combination over and over again. Now she's starting to land the heavier shot, right? Nice looping left hand she landed. $30 seconds left in the third. Remember, this is a 6-rounder, and it's 2-minute rounds. All right, this is a woman's fight. Dubois is dominating her, though. But she hasn't really hurt her too bad yet. Nice jab lands. Oh, nice left hand lands for Dubois. Another one. Dubois has her against the ropes. Third round done. Marlon says, will Ennis or Ortiz get a title shot against Spence or Crawford? I think it's possible. You know, I do think, she didn't drop her. Okay, she buckled her, but she didn't drop her. I thought her gloves touched the mat. I don't think Ennis. I don't think anybody's fighting Ennis unless he's backed against they're back against the wall. You know, I honestly don't think that's gonna happen. You know, I can see an Ennis and Bud fight happening more, just like I could see an Ortiz and Spence fight happening first. I think if Spence fights one of those two, I expect it to be Ortiz first. You know, they can make that a big Texas thing. And I expect Bud to fight Ennis before Ennis fights Spence. All right. But as far as those two fighting each other, as far as Spence and Bud fighting each other, I don't know. I kind of lost hope for it. I don't think it's gonna happen this year, though. If it does happen, I don't think it's gonna happen this year. Karma, thank you for the donation. Appreciate you. Yeah, and everybody wish Amir a happy birthday. Leonard says only Cameroon stopped my COK. I mean, again, I'm not familiar with her. Not familiar with her. But it's a pretty good opponent for a debut. I'll tell you that. You know, she's definitely fighting someone that's just not some scrub that, you know, most of these guys fight on a debut. Is Ennis fighting Castillo Clayton? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's a good step up. That's not even a good step up. That's a good fight as far as who he's faced up to this point. Clayton hasn't really proven much himself. You know, he had a draw against what's the guy that's and it's just beat the former 140 champion. The guy that retired, Sergey Limpinets. Savannah Marshall is in the ringside, which is expected. I'm sure if Clarissa wins tonight, which she should, they'll probably do a face-off and a thing at the end of the fight. You know, because that's next. That's going to be the next super women's fight after we see Taylor and Serrano. What's good, Andre? What's good? Everybody smash that like button if you haven't already. All right. Ryan asks, who's the best 160 pounder? Well, I really don't know, man, because I'm gonna say Triple G because Triple G is the most accomplished. It's not much going on there right now, though. You got McGee on the come up, you got Janibek, you got Charles, who's technically still at 160. Andre's moving up. So I really don't I would have to say Triple G. Triple G is still the best until one of these guys beat him. You know? Just turn this on. Yeah, I would say Triple G. Triple G is still the best fighter at 160 right now. Unless someone proves that they're better. So Triple G. Even though he's inactive, we haven't seen him in the ring much. He's still the best fighter at 160. Somebody's gonna have to beat him and prove that they're better. Why do I think Spence and Crawford will not fight this year? Just don't, man. I don't think because they wouldn't want to make that an undisputed fight unless they could find a way to make somebody step aside. But after Ugas and Spence, if Spence is to win that fight, there's going to be mandatories out there. So if they can find a way to make the other fighters step aside, then maybe they can get it going. But if not, I can see a mandatory getting in the way of that. Yes, Thurman is another fighter that is not a mandatory, but he's going to be one of the guys that either one of them can face. You know? I just don't think it's gonna happen, man. I don't think it's gonna happen. I just don't believe it. I think if we we could have had it by now. I don't think it's gonna happen. I've kind of lost hope into it, and if it happens, it happens. That's great. And Dubois is still dominating here. I know I'm talking to you guys. We're closing out on the 5th round. One more round to go after this. Dubois is landing a lot of shots. It's just she can't put her away, you know, but she's winning clearly each and every round. Taylor and Serrano, only female fight close to pay-per-view, which would have been a pay-per-view if Matchroom was still with Sky. Yeah, I mean, if they make that a pay-per-view, I would have paid. I mean, I'm gonna try to go, but it being a pay-per-view would have been more warranted than this fight today being a pay-per-view, you know? Isn't Falcao the mandatory of Triple G and Morado winner? Good question. Let me check real quick. I've lost all interest in the I've lost all interest at 160. Maybe he is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Uh, I mean, Magia. Yeah, that's the guy that fought Patrice Boney, right? I remember watching that fight. I mean, if they could make Munguia a fight between the winner, I would rather have that fight. Now as far as him being a mandatory, maybe he is, but the Woka One Wave, if you get a chance, check out Caroline Dubois boxing history, as it is impressive as hell as a youngster. I will check her out. I honestly haven't had time. I saw that she was fighting, but I actually haven't really checked her stuff out before pro. Where does Haney go if Kambosos picks Lomachenko? I honestly don't know. Um, if Haney doesn't get this next fight, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like anyone wants to fight him. And it seems like many people are against him getting any good shot. It's like people say that he hasn't fought anyone, but no one wants to give him a good fight neither. So I really don't know where Haney goes. Ryan seems to be possibly fighting what's his name? Who's the guy's name? I've been really bad with names on here lately. Oh, Emmanuel to go. Ryan's not gonna fight Devin Haney. Let's just make that clear. He's never tried to make that fight happen anyway. If Tank doesn't fight him, Manny doesn't fight him. I'm sorry. If Kambosos doesn't fight him, Tank is not gonna fight him. Ryan's not gonna fight him. Lomachenko's gonna get the fight if he doesn't get it. I mean, who else is left? You know, Coyote, what's up, brother? Thank you for the donation, man. The super chat, appreciate you. A lot of folks crown Fury the best of this era. Do you think he's the best of the most skills? No. See, I think the heavyweight division has been incomplete all of these years. I like the fact that the heavyweight division is entertaining again. Post Klitschko era, but no one has proven to me that they're the absolute best. I think right now I have Haney, not Haney. I have Fury at the best at the top. But I don't think anyone has really proven that they're the best of their era, because there's so many fights that still haven't happened yet. And every one of these fighters are limited in some way. You had Wilder, who kind of kept it in house for the most part. Instead of fighting Fury, he fought Fury and didn't win against Fury in the 3 fights. You have Fury, who beat Klitschko, didn't fight for a few years, comes back, beats Wilder, but has never fought anyone outside of Wilder to defend his belts. We're still waiting for him to fight Dillian White. He didn't fight Joshua. Then you have Joshua, who still never fought Fury or Wilder, lost to Usyk. Usyk has just gotten there, and he has 3 belts now. And even if he beats Joshua in a rematch, he still got to fight Fury. So the division is incomplete. I think I think we can have discussions on who we think is the best. That's cool. As boxing fans, I think we can all have discussions on who we think are the best. Subjective discussions, you know what I'm saying? But there's no one that's actually absolutely proven that they're the best. Like, none of these guys has done what the Klitschko brothers have done, or what the Lennox Lewis has done. None of these guys have done that. There's a lot of fighters there that haven't fought. There's a lot of matches that haven't been made yet. There's a lot of fights I'm just not sure. And then there's a lot of guys that's still waiting to get their shot. Like Dillian White is one of them. Joe Joyce is it's not going to be long before he gets a title shot. I still got to just sit back and wait. Gotta wait. It's just like 135. We can have arguments all day of who's the best at 135. The belts are being passed around at 135. I don't think when Wilder and Joshua were both champions, they didn't hold the belts for that long. Like, I know Wilder had a lot of title defenses, but he never tried to unify. There was no unification with him. And outside of Luis Ortiz, there wasn't really any top heavyweights out there that he fought. And then when he fought Fury, he lost to him. So, and I don't even know if he's gonna fight again. I have no idea what these guys are doing. Joshua has fought more. I think he has more impressive wins as far as quality of fights per fight. But him taking a loss to Ruiz was a setback. Him taking a loss to Usyk, who may possibly actually really be better than him. I haven't. There's no king of this era. I know Fury is undefeated, but Fury is very calculated on who he fights in between his tough fights. So you fight Klitschko, but everybody else you fought before that and after were kind of like cherry picks, but except for Wilder. They were kind of cherry picks. So none of these guys are king. I'll say right now, though, at least I give Usyk the most credit, because not only did he become undisputed in his division, but he literally fought all of the best fighters, even outside of the champs in his division, right? Like, he didn't leave. When we say the word undisputed, there were no shortcuts involved. All the way up until he started fighting for titles, he fought the best in the division. Then moved up, and now he's holding 3 titles in heavyweight. So if he is to beat Joshua, and Fury is to beat White, and Usyk is to beat the winner of that, that's like proving that you're the king to me. All these other circumstances with Joshua, Wilder, and Fury, it's always been questions. Like, it's always been a bunch of question marks, Caroline Dubois won it unanimously, by the way, all rounds, all 6 rounds. All right. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's always cool to talk about styles. Like, that's why I like to keep it like right now. I like just talking about like styles, and I've been back and forth. I've done videos on Wilder and Joshua, like what if they were to fight videos. I've been back and forth. I've made many videos of saying that I think Wilder would chin Joshua. Then there's times where I said, I think Joshua would take him based on performances. But again, they actually have to fight. I'm kind of getting to a point where I'm tired. I don't want to go through this with, I've gone through this with Spence and Bud. And I don't want to go through this with Ennis and Ortiz. I already made one video about Ennis and Ortiz. And at the time, I felt like because of who Ortiz fought at that moment, I felt like Ortiz was the more impressive fighter based on who he's facing. But now I'm like, no, I just think Ennis is better. I think Ennis is way better. I just think Ennis is just a different level, and I don't want to go years of having this conversation. I don't want to have to go through that. I would rather say, I tweeted the other day, like, I think Ennis and Ortiz are fight now. Why are we waiting? What are we waiting for? They should fight right now. They're two clearly the best non-champion fighters to me. As far as the younger fighters, they're the 2 best. Why can't we get that fight? And a lot of people responded with, they don't want to see the fight. They don't want it to happen right now. They don't want it to happen right now. They want Ennis and Ortiz to fight one of the older guys first before they fight each other. And I'm like, well, by that time, you think they're still going to be, I think we're just used to pushing fights off. But do you understand that the more we push off fights like Ennis and Ortiz, the time that we are going to want it, it's not going to happen because there's going to be other obstacles that's going to get in the way, like promotion issues, like if they become champions, they're going to be mandatory issues. There are going to be other obligations. One might move up to 154, and they were like, damn, we could have wished we could have got that fight. That fight is a huge fight. And now we're going to wait another 5 years to get that fight. What if we wait another 5 years thinking it's going to happen down the line and it never happens? Like Wilder and Joshua. Now I understand that these guys want to make money and make it'll be a bigger fight down the line. So financially, I get it. But as a boxing fan, these two should be fighting right now. And let's not act like Oscar and Trinidad happened. You didn't have to wait many, many years. I mean, they were both on a collision course. They both were going to fight eventually, and they did well with the pay-per-view at the time. But, if Oscar and Felix Tito Trinidad was in this time, that fight would have happened way after it happened. It would have been pushed even further. Even though they both fought good fighters leading up to that fight would have been pushed back even further if those two were stars and undefeated right now. It would have never happened. Do you think Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya would have happened when it happened if this was 2022 or even 2015? It would have never happened. It would have never happened, bro. But boxing fans are used to even the boxing fans now, they don't want certain fights to happen. Joshua and Dillian White happened while they both weren't champions. They both were undefeated. Joshua was already grooming to be a pay-per-view star. They already grooming him to be a next big thing. If they really wanted to protect Joshua, they would have kept him away from Dillian White. They would have kept him away. But they put those two together when they both only had like 13 pro fights, knowing that Dillian White beat him in the amateurs. What if Dillian White knocked out Anthony Joshua? Joshua would have never been the star he is today. But they took that risk. And they still made a lot of money. And this is not a prospect anymore. He's already a top contender. He's already the number 1 or 2 fighter for to multiple divisions. I mean, sanctioning bodies. He's there. He just beat a former champion. He's not a prospect anymore. He is a contender. He is 1 or 2 fights away from being a mandatory right now. When we say prospect, I get it. He's a prospect. He's an up-and-coming guy. He's young. But he's already in position to fight for a title right now. Right now. He can fight for a title right now. He's that close. All right, let me go back and read some of the comments. What's up, Jane St. Patrick, a.k.a. Ghost? Salute, Wave. Salute. King Alfred says, Haney chasing the champions and undisputed, and he's only 22. He's got a high ceiling. Yeah, absolutely. And people give Haney all kinds of shit, and they're forgetting that he's like 22, 23 years old. It's ridiculous. Which fight is coming up there? Give me a second. Oh, so wait, hold on. They're doing Shields and Kozin now. Okay, I thought Shields and Kozin was the main event. So they're fighting now. So Eubank and Williams is the last fight. I had it wrong. My bad. I think this is because I think it's the way they promoted the fight. Because it seemed like Shields and Kozin is marketed as like the main event. So it's not. They're fighting now. So Shields is fighting now. Okay, they're Emma Kozin is coming to the ring now. All right, whatever. I mean, me personally, I think the more competitive fight is Eubank and Williams. For sure. Ennis and Clayton is a good fight, by the way. I've said this about Ennis before. I don't think anybody's gonna fight Ennis unless they have to. King said Vargas and Tito could have been a great fight rivalry, but happened too early for Vargas. That's a good point. I think sometimes it's too soon for certain fights, but I think there's some fights that get stretched out a little too long. I think Wilder Joshua was one of them. I think Mayweather and Pacquiao was one of them. Well, Mayweather and Pacquiao was D1. It was the fight that got stretched out too long. Excuse me. Even though they recently been still fighting. I think I just don't want Ennis and Ortiz to be that next one, especially if they keep winning. Bud and Spence has been stretched out too long. And it hasn't been stretched out as bad as other fights. I think a lot of us always forget that Bud debuted it at 147 in 2018. Him debuting at 2018 and Spence getting involved in that car accident and then having that eye injury definitely delayed a lot of things. Again, so I don't think it's all been just holdups. I think it's the injuries and being out of the game and making sure you're good, coming back, having the tune-ups that you need, and it's Spence have definitely lost some potentially good fights, some big fights. He lost the Pacquiao fight, you know. And I think also Manny Pacquiao losing to and I know Bob didn't want to have Manny and Crawford fight, but Manny Pacquiao losing to Jeff Horn definitely threw a big monkey wrench with everything. Because I think I think Bob really screwed Bud by not trying to make that fight for him because he was trying to save Pacquiao for more future fights. I mean, I think Bud would have stopped Pacquiao back then, but just at least beat him back then. Uh, but Pacquiao was able to come back and beat Thurman, So everything affects everything, Uh, Clarissa Shields just entered. I was about to call her Crawford. Clarissa Shields just entered the ring. All right. And I hope she looks sharp here. I want her to look sharp because she's going to need it for her next fight, man. I want her to look great. I hope she's back to used to training for boxing and not like MMA, I like the fact that she took the risk with MMA, but I kind of wish I like that she did it. But the bad side, the flip side to it is it takes you away from boxing. You're not boxing and you're getting used and you're adapting into a new way of fighting. And I didn't want her going into a Savannah Marshall fight on coming off of MMA. Yeah, James, I will be doing the Thurman fight tonight as well. So when this card ends, it's 4:41 p.m. now. I'll be back at 8 p.m. to do the other card. All right. King Alfred says the Sharks are circling the champs at 147. Yeah, and I think that's I think when the champs are swarming in and they're getting ready to take over the sport, I think that puts more pressure on the current active top fighters to fight each other. Like, yo, hurry up, do what you got to do because these guys like Ortiz and Ennis are dangerous and they keep getting better. You don't want to wait until you're like 35, 36, you passed it to fight one of these guys and then they take you out. All right. All right, so Shields is in. We're about to get this first round going. As soon as it starts, I'll let you know. All right, I'm expecting Shields to dominate and outbox Kozin pretty easily without too much of a struggle. She's just superior of a boxer, and it's too fast. Looks like a good turnout out there though. And this is her Sky Sports debut, by the way. Good turnout. Good turnout for her. And a lot of people, I'm sure there's a lot of people there for the Eubank and Williams fight. All right, let's go. They just touched gloves, and we're about to get this show on the road. All right, this is an undisputed title fight at 160 at middleweight. Claressa Shields, undefeated. Let's go. Round one. All right, right now, nothing happening yet. Claressa showing her hand speed advantage already. I'm glad Claressa's back in the ring, man. I miss her. I like her doing that MMA thing, but I like her. I like watching her fight like this. Like this is where this is what she does. You know, the MMA is a nail biter because you don't know, she doesn't know how to do the takedowns and the ground game. This is exactly where she needs to be right now. Especially her biggest fight is going to be coming up next against Marshall. Well, Marshall's biggest fight, really. All right, so far, not much action. Claressa is waiting. Claressa steps in, lands a combination. So, Kozin regroups, backs up a little bit, using a little lateral movement. Claressa lands a right hand to the body. Another combination to the body. Backs up Kozin. Kozin not really doing much here, just looking for an opening. And Claressa's just waiting for her. Another right to the body. Claressa's just too fast. She's just too good here. Another right hand gets through for Claressa. Kozin hasn't really landed anything yet. She's just trying to figure things out. She keeps being forced and resetting herself and circling Shields. Shields landing a nice right hand. Wins the round easily. All right. Didn't hurt Kozin, but Kozin gets hit a few times. She backs up, resets herself, just looks for an opening, but she couldn't get in. She don't have the counter punch ability. She don't have the speed. She doesn't have it. Claressa is just a whole nother level above her. And this is why I can't wait for her to fight Savannah Marshall, because it's just these huge gaps in some of the the champions between them and like the other fighters. You know, it's just a huge gap clearly here. You know, I don't know. I would like Claressa to get a stoppage because I think there's just no, I think this was a filling out round for her, but she's clearly better than her opponent here. Clear, huge gap between them. I would like to see a KO because I don't want to see 10 rounds of Claressa showing us that she's way better than this, than her opponent. All right, round two. All right, Claressa is working behind the jab. Kozin's trying to get in, trying to close in the gap a little bit now. Now she got that high guard, but Claressa's landing, popping jabs even through the guard. All right, took a quick step back. Nice straight right hand lands for Claressa Shields again. So Kozin's back. Kozin's not looking confident right now. She's fainting a little bit. She's trying to get in. She touches Claressa a little bit to the body with a left hand. She's the southpaw between the two. But Claressa is very comfortable in there, and she doesn't look like she hasn't boxed in a while. She looks very, very comfortable in there, right? Now she's walking Kozin down a little bit. Now she's coming forward and she's starting to let her hands go a little bit. Another body shot. Another body shot. 2, 3. Three punch combination to the body lands for Shields. Now she's back on the ropes. Kozin. Wait. Oh, another. She landed 3 straight right hands to Kozin. Kozin backs up. I think that hurt her. No visible bruises or anything like that, but you can tell when Claressa lands, Kozin always backs up. Now Clarissa's back coming forward. Now she's mocking Kozin. She's toying with her at this point. Another right hand goes through the guard of Kozin. It's just a huge gap. I would like we got to get a stoppage. At some point, Claressa is going to have to really step it up. I know she wants to get the rounds in, but Kozin's not giving her any comp right now. Not giving her any comp. All right, round 2 in the books. Linda says corner stoppage trainer not letting the young 23-year-old take too much beating. She'll pull Kozin out. We'll see. Danny says they're live streaming the Thurman versus Barrios undercard. That's cool. I won't be back until 8. I need a little space. I want to get some food after this card is over. I want to take a little break from boxing, but I'll be back on 8. I won't get on until 8 tonight. Danny, by the way, what are they streaming it on? Are they streaming it on the PBC YouTube, or what are they showing on Fox? Kings asked me, what do I like more for Canelo, the 1-fight deal with Charlo or the 2-fight with Bivol and Triple G? I like the 1-fight deal with Charlo. I want him to go and do his thing with Charlo and then come back and just do his thing with Matthew and fighting Bivol. But either option is cool. I don't really mind. I want the Charlo fight though. I want him to do his thing on PBC and then to go back over and do his thing on the Zone and Matchroom. That Charlo fight is a fight that I wanted to see for years. Bivol could still happen as he goes up in weight, continues to move up. That can always happen. Charlo, let him come up from 160. Let them fight. Those guys was in 2 different divisions together already. So we're in the 3rd round here, and Claressa is still dominating here. I think Claressa is really she really gets off when she goes to the body. Another body shot lands. They're both in the center. Kozin is not really, she really don't have nothing for Claressa. It's been all Claressa so far. Another left to the body lands for Shields. 40 seconds left in the 3rd in this 10-rounder championship fight at middleweight. Nice jab lands for Shields. Just too fast. She's just too fast. Does she have the power to stop Kozin, though? Lands another big right hand to Kozin. Kozin's backing up. Now she's walking forward, putting a lot of pressure on Kozin now. Let's see if she can get a stoppage here. Nice left hook to the body lands for Shields. Shields another right hand. Another right hand ends the 3rd round. Another dominant round for Claressa Shields. Been a dominant fight. Very easy fight for Shields. She could do this in her sleep. Too easy. Too much. Too big of a hand speed difference. Technique. IQ. She's on a different level. Completely different level. Danny says it's on the PBC. Okay, got you. Woken One says Claressa likes to punish her opponents, and that's why she is not a KO artist. No, she's not a KO artist. She's not. But I don't think it's just because she likes to punish her opponents. I think some punchers are just harder hitters. I think she has respectable power. I think Marshall has the power. All right. I don't know if she has the skills as Clarissa, but she has the power. All right. We just got to wait and see when they fight. All right. Round 4, y'all. Round 4. All Clarissa so far. So Clarissa's coming out. She's coming forward. She's going to the body still. I think the body shots is what hurts the most. Yeah, I think Clarissa needs to do a little bit more of that. Kozin has never looked comfortable in this fight. Kozin smiles at Clarissa. I don't know if something was said. Clarissa, another 2 right hands straight down the pipe, 1 through the guard, and they tie up. All right. We're about halfway through the 4th. Pace just slowed down a bit. They both kind of in the center ring, just staring at each other, waiting for something to happen here. Nice right hand lands for Clarissa again. Backs Kozin up. Got against the ropes. Down there exchanging. They're going back and forth. Clarissa landed a majority of the shots. Another right hand lands for Clarissa. Right and a left. Combination. Back Kozin up. Putting a lot of punishment on Kozin now. Goes to the body. Now she's walking Kozin, putting a lot of pressure on her again. Shill's looking like she's trying to hurt her at this point. Kozin's on the ropes. She's trying to guard. Referee is still letting them fight, though. Kozin is on the move. She's trying to get some space. She's trying to get away from Clarissa. 20 seconds left in the round. Another left to the body lands for Clarissa. Looks like Kozin's going to survive this 4th round. All right. 4th round down. And Clarissa stepped it up that round. Definitely gave her a lot more punishment that 4th round than we see in the previous rounds. It's all been Clarissa. We already know. I think all of us expected this, you know. Ennis versus Spence. Your thoughts on who wins that one? Not really sure, man. I'm not really sure, man. I'm not really sure. Not really sure. I'm not sure. Ennis looks amazing right now. I'm still leaning towards Errol and Bud if they both were to fight Ennis right now. I just need a little bit. I need to see a little bit more. Ennis looks amazing right now, but I need a little bit more. You know, I think he's stopping guys very quickly. You know, quicker than a lot of other fighters did. But that's what happens when you're on the come up and you're fighting guys that's been around for a long time. You know, I just want to wait and continue to watch him and see him grow. But I'm not going to pick him to beat Spence or Bud yet. Not yet. I think he's capable of beating both already, though. But I would probably be leaning towards the other two before I sit here and say that he can beat them both right now. I want to see how he looks when he's getting touched up a little bit. I haven't seen that yet. You know, I want to see how he reacts to being a bit vulnerable when he gets hit by a puncher. I haven't seen that yet, you know? So I want to wait and see. I don't want to, you know, Sergey Lipinets win is a good win. Those are good wins and stuff, but that's something I would expect from Bud and Spence if they were to fight him too, you know, domination. Clarissa is keeping it on. He has Kozin on the corner, and she's trying to stop her. Kozin is forced to tie up Clarissa. Clarissa is 50 seconds left in this 5th round, and Clarissa is putting it on her, trying to get the stoppage, throwing a lot of punches, landing a lot of punches, and the ref is watching closely, but he's not ready to step in. He's letting the fight goes on. He's letting the fight go on. Clarissa got her back against the corner, and Kozin is trying to tie up. But Kozin's fighting back. She's still in there, but Clarissa got to go more to the body. I think that's what she needs to do here. I think those headshots, they're hurting Kozin, but I think she needs to go to the body a little bit. More hooks to the body, more combinations to the body. Take that air out. she'll drop her if she gets a good shot in on the body. The ref is letting them fight. No warnings. Even with the dominant performance so far, it's been no warnings. The ref has not looked like he's been willing to jump in at all. I don't know what the corner of Kozin is saying, but the coach, the trainer, hold on. I think the trainer is giving the trainer of Kozin seems to be giving her a harsh warning. Like, I don't know if he's saying I'll stop the fight, but he's giving her, he's in his face, makes her stand in her face, like saying something, just can't hear him. Clarissa's trying to stop her. She's trying to stop her. Kozin's tough, though. She's taking a lot of shots. Not a lot of visible punishment, though. I mean, outside of reddening, there's no huge swelling. There's no blood yet. But she's taking a lot. You know, just a couple light touches of bruising and reddening, but nothing. No big cuts or bruises yet. All right, 6th round here. This is a 10-rounder, y'all. All Claressa Shields dominant performance so far. Nice left counter lands for Shields. And she's back to putting the pressure on Kozin. Kozin is the one that's moving laterally now. Well, she's been doing that. Claressa's the one that's just been coming straight forward, countering, out punching her, landing right hands like that one, landing a straight right that backs Kozin up again. All right, and has Kozin on the ropes again. Kozin ties up. All right, minute and 12 seconds left in the 6th round. I like the pressure. I think Claressa got to show that she can keep this constant pressure going to show us that her stamina is good, because it's gonna need to be good against Savannah when they both fight, man. They both got to be at their very best that fight. Nice body shots land for us, Claressa. We need to see more of that body shots. Let's get more counters to the body. There we go. Now she's digging. She must have heard me just now. Now she's digging to the body. Lands a right hand up top. Now she's destroying her body now. Let's go. 30 seconds left in the 6th round. I think those body shots is hurting. You can tell in Kozin's body language, she's starting to drop her guard a little bit more. And Claressa goes right back up top when she does, but she needs to dig more into the body. I don't think Claressa is really hurting her up top. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Another right hand lands for Claressa. Another big right hand. And this round is coming to a close. And Claressa finishes strong, lands brutally beating her up. Every round, she beats her up to a different level. Each and every round so far, she's been taking it up to another level. All right. They have see what happens. They're showing Savannah Marshall on the side and saying she's basically saying she's bored, she's sleeping, she's pretending to be asleep watching the fight. Yeah, I mean, look, when it comes to Claressa and Savannah, whether she likes punishing people or not, you can still like that. But again, some fighters are better at just KOing their opponents. And I think Savannah is a better knockout artist. I don't think it has to do with her being a better fighter. I just think she's better at knocking people out. You know? Claressa is capable of stopping fighters, but that's not what she's known for. Whether she likes it or not, I don't think she packs the same punch that Savannah has. You know? Claressa is coming in this 7th round right where she left off, landing nothing but power shots now. Uppercuts to the body, uppercuts up top, and she is just swarming Kozin. She has Kozin on the corner, and she's trying to keep her there. Kozin got out of it. And they're back in the center of the ring now. Carissa's still just walking her down, just walking her down, going to the body. Another combination lands to the body, and Kozin moves and regroups again. Oh, Carissa is really beating her up now. She's really beating. Oh, another left hook to the body. Oh my God. And I don't believe Clarissa is holding back at right then. She's really punishing Kozin. Not saying she can't take it to a different level, because she can, but she's punishing Kozin. These shots are met to hurt. All right, 12 seconds left in the 7th round. And I'm surprised that this fight is still going right now, because Carissa is just putting more punishment on her every round. She's clearly trying to get the stoppage here. You don't punch that violently and say that you're just trying to punish her. She's trying to punish her, but oh man, Kozin is tough. But she's trying to stop her. She's clearly trying to stop her. Smash that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. All right, so we're going into the I think we're going into the 8th round in this 10-rounder. All right. We still got one more fight to go. Liam Williams, Chris Eubank Jr. And I think they're actually kind of early. I thought the final fight was coming on like around like 6 p.m. It's 5 p.m. now, Eastern. And we're almost done with the co-main event. All right, 8th round, y'all. We're in the 8th round. 3 more rounds to go. 2 more after this one. Kozin is just trying to survive. Carissa's showing great head movement. She can't even hit her. You know, she can't even really touch her. Carissa, another counter to the body lands for her. And I don't know here. I don't believe Kozin. I think Kozin is undefeated. I don't know if it's just her toughness at this point. I think it has a lot to do with her toughness, because she's been taking some pretty brutal shots here. All right, this has not been. I've seen Clarissa Shields in more competitive fights than this. This is not a competitive fight, and she's been taking a lot of shots, especially to the body. All right, but Clarissa looks as sharp as she's ever looked. You know, coming off of her MMA fights, she looks sharp. She looks sharp. And that's the one thing I wanted to see with this fight. If she's sharp, she's still fast as hell. You know, she's showing good defense. I like the head movement. But she's clearly in a different class of she's several classes above Kozin. You know. Coyote, thanks for the super chat again. Stylistically, Savannah will be a nightmare for Shields from what I can see. I'm expecting Savannah to KO Shields when they meet. Wow. I'm not too sure about that. But I can't. I'm definitely looking forward to a breakdown or doing a breakdown on that fight. Karma, you stupid. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't like Savannah. I like Savannah. I like how she looks against the fighter she fought. I think Carissa, on her way and her professional, they pretty much had the same amount of fights. Clarissa has fought a different level of fighters, and we got to remember as well, Clarissa fought a lot bigger fighters. She's come down a couple weight classes. Okay. So we got to also put that into play when it comes to this. You know, Clarissa started I think she was champion first at like light heavy. So with that being said, I think Savannah, who is the puncher of the two, is that going to be that heavy for Clarissa, who's used to fighting women in a higher weight class? You know, we know Clarissa has been down, but she's fought the better fighters between the two. You know, but stylistically, you might have a good point. I have to go back now. This makes me want to get off of here and go right back into watching Savannah Marshall fight so I can compare. But between the two, Savannah's definitely the puncher between the two. I don't know if she's a better boxer, though. We just got to wait and see. All right, so we're in the 9th round here, and Clarissa is this, again, she's just bullying Kozin, and it's not really any point to do commentary on a fight where, you know, I wish Clarissa was able to stop her, you know? I haven't even seen like a moment where it's a lot I still want to see from Savannah, because she hasn't really been forced to have to do, and she's been so dominant in her fights. I really haven't seen her being forced to make any kind of adjustments. She's always been very comfortable in each and every one of her pro fights. I just don't know. It's going to be a tough one to call, because we're basing her off of who she's fought, which is not really that great, you know? Oh yeah, we're definitely not getting a KO. That's done. We're going into the 10th round now, and the KO possibilities are done. I think they were done like 3 rounds ago. They keep showing Savannah. She's looking around. She looks bored. I mean, yo, if you're looking to fight, you know, you're there, and this is your next opponent, you know, this is who you're gonna be facing. I think Savannah is doing exactly what she needs to do. Look, make it seem like Clarissa looks unimpressive to you. You know, play those mind games early. They're gonna have them face off after this fight, though. So I'll be sure to turn the volume down, or at least I'll let you know what they say. I'll raise the volume a little bit so we can hear a little bit of what they're saying. I can't wait to do a poll, though. I definitely look forward to doing a couple of polls out there to see who you guys think is going to win that fight and how they're going to win it. I'm not expecting a KO from neither, though. I'm not expecting a KO from neither. I don't think Savannah's KOing Shields. I think whoever wins that fight is going to be a decision win. Sissy says, Wave, Savannah's a better boxer and harder puncher. Go and catch up. I mean, I've seen her fight plenty of times. I've been watching her fight in her pro fights. But I've not liked anybody she's fought at all. They're not that good. Clarissa has fought the better fighters. You know? Like Savannah's opposition is pretty poor. No, I'm not expecting Shields to knock out Marshall. I don't think that's not happening. I'm just not expecting a knockout. Period. I'm rooting for Shields though, but if I do my field study and I say like, yo, I got Savannah winning though, I want I'll say it. I'm not afraid to say whatever I want. But I'm rooting for Shields though. I want Shields to win. Absolutely. I hope she beats Savannah Marshall. But if I think Savannah's gonna win, I'm not gonna sit here and just lie over just me being a fan of Clarissa. All right, so fight is over, man. We just waiting. We know how the fight went. 190. We just waiting to see what they say to each other when they both get in the ring. I wonder what month. They're probably it's February now, so I'm sure that fight won't be happening any earlier than May. No, I actually got on here right after the Wallin fight. I heard he didn't look good. Clarissa Shields, Mike G says Clarissa Shields is coming to Savannah Marshall's backyard. That's how comfortable she is on beating Savannah Marshall. It'll be another dominating performance. Savannah Marshall would be no different. I think Savannah Marshall is a little bit more dangerous than everybody else, but I feel you. I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm not expecting a KO though. I have no idea what their purse is, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to the Taylor versus Serrano fight. 100-90.
Champion of the world, the greatest woman of all time, Clarissa Shields.
The greatest woman of all time. The GOAT. Very classy though. I mean, they're showing a lot of respect to the other group. All right, let's see what happens. Let's let the trash talking begin because we already know that's what's next. And then I gotta run to the bathroom real quick, man. The Woken Ones KO or not, Shields will beat Marshall. Coyote says Shields just beat up a punching bag. Yeah, she did. On BoxRec, that punching bag is ranked right under Shields and Marshall, though. I mean, she did beat up a punching bag, but I think Marshall fought nothing but punching bags. You know? Leonard says Riker is the growth of all pro female boxing. Yeah, I wish Riker and Layla and all these chicks fought back then. I guess they're not doing a face-off. Or maybe they are. Hold on. They do it on the side of the ring. I forgot. So Carissa's sitting on. They go to interview her now. I don't know. She thought they was putting him off, that the ref should have stopped it. I don't think there was a period where the ref needed to stop it. I don't think Kozin was in like must stop the fight. Like she was getting pummeled, but she moved and she got out of danger. She threw punches back. Chris's saying she got headbutted a few times. The cut, she has a small cut under her eye. She's saying it was from the headbutt. They did have a head clash, but I don't know if that was the one that caused it. Kozin didn't really land much anyway, though. She said, they might as well have them talk to each other face to face. That's good though. She really is going into Savannah's territory and taking the fight. Okay, Savannah's there. They do a fist dap. They dapped each other. She said you got a loss on your record. That was in the amateurs though.
You have had some verbal battles on social media. First off, what did you make of Chris's performance tonight? I think if you perform like that against me, I'll absolutely wipe the floor with you.
Savannah said, if you perform like that against me, I'll absolutely wipe the floor with you. Carissa said you couldn't wipe my drawers. Carissa's taking all the belts down. All right, yeah, Carissa said, you ain't come to America. I came here. All right, Carissa's loud. I can't hear Savannah. I can't. All right. Savannah said people were walking out after round 5. He basically called her boring. All right, let's end this because I don't even know. The crowd is booing. This doesn't build the fight up. You know what? I'd rather them talk trash to each other on social media. Cause I don't. Carissa just put her belts. You know how I knew Carissa was about to go crazy? Because she has all the belts on her lap and she took all the belts off and then she jumped off the seat. I was like, oh, here we go. All right, so that's done. Listen, they're gonna fight next. I don't think it's a bigger fight than Katie and Serrano, though, because I think that was a bigger build, and plus those are two of the greatest. Two of the greatest. Like I think Carissa has proven to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest. But I don't think Marshall has really proven that. I think it's the fact that Marshall is the person that beat her in the amateurs. And I think that's a lot of it is based on, as far as her being a pro, like Marshall hasn't done anything close to what Clarissa Taylor or Serrano has done. So I think the Serrano and Taylor fight is a bigger fight based on what they accomplished together. I said this the other day. I think Marshall hasn't really accomplished much as a pro. Serrano and Taylor accomplished way more than what she's done, But anyway, it was just a loud back and forth. I wasn't really, that really didn't help sell the fight at all. It was just this loud, and I couldn't hear what Marshall was saying, and Clarissa was too loud for me to hear what she was saying. So I rather them go right back on social media and start yelling at each other on there or doing interviews just talking. I'm watching the Shields fight on Fight TV. You gotta order a pay-per-view on for $29.99 V style. Coyote said, "Come on." Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Come on, BoxingWave. That was entertaining. It was cringy to me because I'm like, yo, Savannah is not a trash talker. And Shields is just yellow. She hood, so she's just yelling crazy loud. She's hood. Savannah is too. She was like, she got the British accent and everything. She's like, these people were walking out of the crowd in the 5th round. I'm not trying to hear that. I just think that it was just like, all right, whatever. Let's get to the main event, man. Let's get to the fight. I can't wait for them to fight, though. And I think that's cool that Clarissa is going out there to fight. But listen, it is what it is. Like, people care about it more out there than they do here, especially with the women's boxing. So I think Clarissa was going to get a bigger bag going to Sky Sports anyway. I just hope that they could get the fight on the zone at least so they could get more viewership, because people are not really doing this fight TV thing like that. Everybody that's been coming in has been asking me, where am I watching the fight? And I didn't even know it was going to be on Fight TV until today. I was looking for the fight on the zone, and they had the Carlos Quadras fight on the zone today, but I didn't know where they were going to show the fight. And I just kind of Googled it and saw that Fight TV was going to have it available for us. And I just ordered it on there. I created the account just now, right before I started this live. So anyway, all right, give me a couple minutes. I just want to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm going to give me a glass of water before this main event start. So be right back. Not going anywhere. All right. Don't leave. Nah. All right. All right. So we're you guys hear me? We're a few minutes away, waiting for the main event to start between Chris Eubank Jr. and Liam Williams, which should be a really fun fight. All right. I'm expecting Eubank to win. You know, as I said earlier, I think he's capable of stopping Williams. I think this should be a really fun fight. But I think I got Eubank winning by a knockout. All right, that's my prediction before the fight starts. How did Vargas Jr. look? I know he was fighting on the card. I've seen him fight. I've seen him fight already. Does he look like he's improving, Danny? I think Serrano is gonna win. I'm leaning towards Serrano, to be honest, against Katie. I'm leaning towards Serrano. I think it's gonna be close though. I think Serrano's gonna win, man. I'm not 100%, but I think Serrano is gonna win. We're waiting for the last match. Clarissa Shields, if you're just coming in, Clarissa Shields just finished winning. And we're waiting for Eubank and Williams to fight next. All right. They should be entering the ring soon. I see the referee just jumped into the ring. So the fight should be starting at any moment. These guys should be doing their ring entrances soon. All right. Who do you guys got for this fight? Who do you guys have winning this fight? Eubank or Williams? Anybody here got Williams winning? I think I asked earlier. A few people said Eubank. I didn't see any Williams people. Does anyone here think Liam Williams is going to beat Chris Eubank Jr.? I don't even know what the odds are for Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano is. I have no idea. All right. James St. Patrick says girls are showing the way to fighting each other. They have more balls than some men. I mean, yeah, but the argument with that is less people to fight, you know. There are literally 30 to 40 professional fighters that are ranked in some of these divisions. So you don't have many options, you know. Like I said before, there's a huge gap between some of the top 2 or 3 fighters in a division and everyone else, depending on what divisions we're talking about. Maybe not some of the lower divisions, but some of the upper divisions. So with that being said, it's not really fair to compare to boxing, because boxing, you can literally have a top 20 of, you know, or top 10. The top 10 in the division, they can all be very much capable of being a championship level. You know, even some in some divisions, maybe the top 15. So I think that's, look at 115 in boxing. 115 got 4 fighters that are capable of being pound for pound level fighters. You know, you have like 4 fighters there. So I think it's a little bit unfair to go like that route when comparing a woman and the men. You know. All right, so we got Eubank by stoppage. It's 50-50. Eubank draw. Yeah, Williams did buzz Andre pretty bad. I think Eubank is gonna do The reason why I think Eubank is going to be better than Andre, not that I'm saying that I think he will win against Andre in a fight, but the reason why I think Eubank is going to be better against Williams is that Eubank is a type of fighter that is more willing to take chances, and he's more willing to try to stop you. You know, Andre is a guy that lets his hands go for sure, but he's more defensive. And I think he changes as the fight goes on. As every round that goes by where he doesn't get the stoppage, he kind of slows down the pace just to secure the win. You know, I think Andre is usually either stopping guys early or dropping guys early. But in the later rounds, the fights get a little boring. So I think with Eubank, is going to be dangerous at any point in this fight, you know. But I'm expecting Eubank. I mean, you never know because Williams got power too. He has a lot of power. So he can definitely hurt Eubank. Eubank is capable of getting hurt. He's been hurt before. But I think Eubank is going to win. I think he's going to look more impressive against Williams than Andre did. That's just my pick. Keith, thank you. Appreciate it. Glad to see you back too. Williams really hates Eubank. I mean, Williams really hate anybody he fighting, to be honest. I mean, he's always he do a lot of talking before his fights. You know what I'm saying? So Leonard says, thank you for the donation. Sad that ESPN picked up 2 Sky February events, didn't pick up the 3rd February Sky event with U.S. Boxer feature Shields. When Sky has 4-year deal with Top Rank, awful. I mean, they should have probably picked it up, especially because we're dealing with an American undisputed female champion. You should have definitely picked it up, you know, but again, it's just boxing politics, man. It's pretty messed up. You know, an undisputed champion is fighting. Somebody should be picking it up. Somebody should have picked up this fight somewhere, you know, but it is what it is. Serrano and Taylor's going to be here in New York. It's going to be in Madison Square Garden, April 30th. All right. They're getting ready for these guys to come out. We just waiting for these guys to come out at this point. Olaf says, just bet on this to go the distance. Willing can outwork him. Both have great chins and have not enough power to KO the other unless we get an overprotective British ref that randomly stops it. I think they both have power, man. I think they actually both have a lot of power. I think that's something that they both have. But I'm expecting Eubank to get it. We'll see. King Alfred says Williams is just a typical British brawler. He wouldn't be out of place in the 1800s fighting on a ship or something. Yeah, man. I mean, he showed a lot of that in the Andrade fight, you know. Alontex Fox, he just walked right through him. I don't know what happened there. I wasn't even expecting that. All right, so Williams is doing his ring walk now. All right, we're still waiting for Eubank to get there. Olaf says they both have power against B-level opponents. Neither have hurt championship level fighters. All right, good point. Good point. Good point. Williams did hurt Andre, though. He did hurt him. He ain't drop him, but he hurt him. He buzzed him. He buzzed him. He buzzed him. So Williams is doing his ring walk. He's coming out with Tupac, Hail Mary. Yeah, I want to see Eubank against Jamal Charlo. I thought we was going to get that at one point when Eubank was fighting with the PBC and they weren't fighting on the same card. I thought that was going to be next, you know, but it didn't happen. You know, that was right before the pandemic too. All right, so Eubank is about to come out now. Eubank got the Santa Claus type of robe, like the red robe with the white fur. Roy Jones is with him. The legendary Roy Jones. Albuga says they had beef from sparring years ago. Announcer just talked about it. Damn, they booing Chris Eubank. Of course, not surprised. I think Eubank comes out to this song every the Snoop and Dre song. I think he comes out to this song on every fight. All right. I like Eubank's robe. I think it's pretty dope. You know, when I really didn't like, I like Eubank now. I did not like him in the beginning when his father used to come out and used to just stare at him when he was on the corner in between rounds. I used to hate that whole thing they did back then. When Eubank was fighting like the first up into the Saunders fight, when he was just fighting like journeyman, he used to knock them out, and just the showboating was so extra, but it was cringy. It just, I was like, oh my God, I couldn't stand him in the beginning. I like him now though. All right, let me lower this volume down a little bit. Smash that like button, y'all. Who else did Liam Williams lose to? Was it? He lost to Liam Smith, I think. I think he lost to Liam Smith, right? Oh man, what happened? Oh, it just froze for a second. Hold on, let me reboot this before this starts, because I don't want it to be freeze on me down the line. So this Fight TV app has it where all pay-per-views are available on here, because they have Thurman available on there too. I'm probably gonna use the cable to order the fight, or maybe I'll just order it on here too. Oh, they're showing his dad in the crowd. Yeah, as long as his dad is not doing that funny stuff in the ring anymore, then I'm good. Stat looks good, man, for his age. He actually looks younger when he without the hair that he used to have. All right, round one is about to go. Take a shot. Nah, it's too late. I ain't taking a shot. I'll take a shot later for Thurman. All right, here we go. Round one, baby. Let's go. I got you, big KO. All right. Williams sneaks a jab to the body in there. Another jab to the body lands for Williams. Okay, Williams uses some good defense. All right. Oh, crowd is going crazy anytime Williams lands anything. Another jab lands for Williams. Eubank hasn't really landed anything yet. Williams has been good working his jab. Damn, they going crazy in that crowd. Let me lower this volume down. They love Liam Williams in there. Williams lands a right hand. Still waiting for Eubank to wake up. We about halfway through the first round. Eubank lands a jab. So far, it's been Williams connected with more jabs. No power shots landed from neither at this point. A lot of lateral movement from Chris Eubank. Williams' right hand miss. Oh, they tied up. Minute left in the first round. So far, edging it for Williams this first couple of minutes. Nice jab by Eubank lands. Eubank is the one that's on the ladder, moving laterally. Williams is coming forward. Just landing a good amount of jabs to the body and the chest. Oh, slip from Williams. Williams. That's a knockdown? Oh, he walked into a jab and got dropped. Oh, my bad. Bad. That's my bad, y'all. Oh no. Chris have him hurt pretty bad. And similar to the way Andre had Williams, and Williams is forced to tie up. Damn, I didn't see the jab. Oh, another shot, another jab. And Williams is hurt again. Williams is first. Oh, man. Round over. Damn, Eubank hurt him again with a jab. Oh, they got to show that. They got to run that back because I didn't even see it. It happened so fast. Williams went in to throw a shot, and he walked right into a jab, and that's what dropped Williams. Didn't even see the shot. They got to show the replay. And then it happens again. All right, they're showing it now. Oh, damn, they went right past it. They didn't show what – it was a jab, though. It was a jab. Damn. Boom. Okay. The jab was so quick. Williams walked right into it and got dropped and was hurt. And then it happened again. Williams came in and Eubank stuck that jab and Williams walked right into it. Similar to the way Andre hurt him early and he had to hold on tight just to survive. The same thing happened twice in that first round. All right, so we got a knockdown. So we already got a big round for Chris Eubank, and Williams is already up, and he's going right back at Eubank again. All right, so big round one for Eubank with the knockdown, plus hurting Williams after that. So Eubank is just timing Williams. He's just trying to get the timing down and land the right shot. Nice jab lands for Williams. Williams has been very, he's been pretty accurate with the jab, but Eubank is better at timing the jab when Williams is stepping in. And he's still doing it. He's still waiting for Williams to walk right into another jab. Williams is still more active, though. Let's see. I mean, we seen him hurt early against Andre, and he was able to fight well for the remainder of the fight in that fight. So let's see what happens from here. Nice jab lands for Williams. Eubank tries to counter, but misses. See, the thing is, Williams doesn't move his head. He's coming straight in every single time. Every single time. He's coming straight in. A lot of pressure. Oh, big right hand lands for Eubank, and Williams is down, and Williams is hurt bad. He's having trouble getting up. He's down on one knee. Let's see. It looks like we're getting an 8 count. All right, we got an 8 count, and Williams is back up. He lands. He gets caught with an overhand right, so he's been down twice, and we're only in the second round. He's still hurt. Now Eubank is going for it. Eubank is going. Another right hand lands, and Williams ties up and holds on to him again. Eubank is going for it. All right. 45 seconds left in the second round. Will Williams survive this? I think Williams may be cut above his left eye too. I'll let you guys out. I'll let you guys. I'm trying to see from the angles. I can't really tell. Yeah, he's hurt though. His eye is bothering him. I see him blinking. His left eye is bothering him bad. All right, 20 seconds left in the second round. 2 knockdowns already by Eubank. Eubank is looking to try to land. He's trying to connect with that right hand again. All right, round 2's done. Williams survived. So Williams has been down in the first and second rounds. All right, but he was hurt bad in the second round. The second round knockdown really hurt him. So I'm saying I expected a stoppage by Eubank. Let's see if we get it. That was the call. King Alfred says Williams looked like a deer in the headlights. Ryan says Charlo versus Charlo, who wins? I'm leaning towards Jamal still. I'm leaning towards Jamal. Even though Jamel is more accomplished, has been more accomplished. I'm leaning towards Jamal still. Ralph says Eubank isn't good. Charlo stops him. They got to fight for us to see. Eubank versus Janovic. That'll be a good fight. That's a fight I want to see. That's a good fight right there. All right, so we're in round 3. Let's go. Let's go. They both trade jabs. Eubank destroyed a combination but didn't land. Problem with Williams is he just keeps getting time every time he comes in because he comes straight in every single time. You know, I mean, he's showing that he's been a little lighter. He's lighter than usual in his feet, but he rarely changes levels. You know, he rarely faints. Eubank has just been waiting for him. Now he's trying to change levels. He's trying to come in a little bit differently. Eubank is trying to catch him with a check left hook, and they tying up. A lot of tying up now. Not sure if Williams is completely recovered. He's still squinting a lot with his eyes. 1 minute and 45 seconds left in the third round. Not much action this round. A lot of tying up. A lot of leaning on Williams. From Williams, I mean. Why is the ref warning him? Why is he's warning Eubank? Williams has had him in the head on. All right, halfway through the third round, not much action. Not like the first 2, at least. Eubank is just trying to time Williams, man. And Williams is second-guessing himself now. He doesn't have that same... He don't have that same confidence he had in the previous rounds of just coming in. He's being a lot more cautious now, so he's not throwing as many punches. Eubank tried to land that right hand that he landed earlier, but he missed on that one. Williams comes in with a flurry, a wild flurry, and spins himself around and misses on top of that. Williams do not have the greatest technique, clearly. All right, 45 seconds in his third round. Nice jab lands for Eubank again as Williams stepped in. $30 seconds left in the third. Eubank is just moving laterally, trying to counter, trying to time Williams coming in. Nice head movement from a little shimmy from Eubank as he slips Williams combination. Now we're getting a little bit of showboating from Eubank. Nice jab lands for Williams. Another one lands for Williams, but Eubank steps in, and now they trading. Oh, the ref, they punch after the bell. Uh-oh. The ref. Oh, what's going on? Roy Jones. Oh, no, this is getting ugly. Oh, wait. This is getting ugly. Something's going on. All right, so things got a little wild at the end of the round. All right, they both hit after the bell. I think he's going to take points from them. But the thing is, Roy Jones jumps in and grabs the referee. All right, I don't know how this is going to work. Williams get hit with the last punch, and it looked like Williams was complaining like maybe he got cut at the end from that punch after the bell. All right, so so the ref grabs Eubank because Eubank throws the last punch. The ref grabs Eubank, pulls him to the ropes, and then Roy Jones grabs. I guess everything is cool because the ref's trying to control the fight right now. He got them both by the gloves right now. He's like, yo, keep it clean. All right, cool. Didn't take any points. All right. Round 4, good. Let him fight. All right. Left hand. Williams had a nice. Wait. What's going on? Williams lands a shot, and Eubank puts his arms out, and then Williams goes to throw a punch at him while he's complaining about something. But this is a fight. Eubank got to stay on point. A lot of action. This is a good fight, y'all. This is a good action-packed fight. Williams is starting to connect now with Eubank. He's connecting. He hasn't hurt Eubank yet, but he's connecting a lot more right now in this 4th round. This is Williams' round so far. He's landed a few right hands so far. Oh, and as soon as I said that, Eubank lands another jab and drops Williams again, just like the first round. This is Williams' 3rd time getting dropped. 3rd time. Damn, and Williams was winning this round. Williams is not good. He's a little shaky on his legs. He's trying to move from Eubank, and Eubank is trying to hunt him down now. Eubank lands an uppercut. Williams is on the move. And Eubank is telling him, don't run. Come right here. Now Eubank is still following him around, just stalking him. Williams is still throwing hands, but he's hurt. Eubank, you put the pressure on him now. You have him hurt. You put the pressure on him. Eubank keeps pointing to the ground saying, where are you going? Stand right here and fight. Because Williams keeps moving. 50 seconds in the 4th round. This has been a crazy fight so far. 3 knockdowns. Collins says Williams has ticks. He always blinks. All right, 20 seconds left in this round, and Eubank is telling Williams, "Come on." He's waving because Eubanks want to time him and counter him. Eubank don't want to initiate. He's trying to. He's been the counters have been working for him. Williams is just using a lot of lateral movement, and he's looking for the spots to step in. He doesn't want to come straight forward anymore. So he's being extra cautious now, and Eubank is complaining and talking to him. Like, what are you doing? Come on right here. Round is done. Another knockdown round for Eubank. Clear win for Eubank so far. He's up big. 3 knockdowns, 3 separate rounds. Yes, 2 on the jab, 1 over right hand. Overhand right. All right, smash that like button. My thing is this though, Eubank is catching Williams and dropping him, but he's giving them the opportunity to get back into the fight. You know, it was similar to Joseph Parker against Derek Chisora recently. Joseph Parker kept hurting Chisora, but he kept giving him time to recover. Like, you know, all right, you can hurt Williams. We know that now. When are you going to try to stop him, though? All right. Now Eubank is walking him down, bullying him now. Now Eubank is starting to tell him. He's still telling him, come on, come on, come on. He hits him with another right hand, backs Williams up. Uppercut lands. Williams is on the move still. And Eubank is still telling him, like, come on, stop moving. Right hand lands for Eubank. Williams throws a flurry and the crowd goes crazy, but didn't connect. The crowd's trying to give Williams the energy to come back. Nah, Williams. I would like to see Eubank try to, if he's capable, if he's able to hurt Williams again, I would like to see Eubank try to go for the stoppage. Not a showboating from Eubank style. You know, you could tell he's been trained by Roy because he's throwing his punches, the way he throws them, the angles. You know, his guard has been down the whole fight. He's definitely throwing his punches the way Roy did. Not as pretty as Roy, not close, but he's getting the job done. Another jab lands for Eubank. Doesn't drop Williams, but that was another one that hurt Williams. Oh, they're trading. Oh, let's go. Eubank's still telling him, let's go. This is a fun fight. It's a lot of swelling around Williams' right eye. Underneath both eyes, to be honest. Not closing up yet, though. "30 seconds left in the fifth round. Eubank lands a left and a right. They're both tied up now in the ropes. 20 seconds left in the fifth. It's been all Eubank so far. Williams is still fighting, though. Nice right to the body. Lands for Eubank. I think the crowd is just cheering at anything that Williams throws, even if he doesn't land. All right, fifth round done. Another round in the books. James says that was crazy that Parker didn't stop Chisora that night. Even his corner telling him don't take risks. Didn't understand. Yeah, I mean, it was, you can prove over and over that you can hurt him, you know, but he let his foot off the gas. He played it too safe, you know. I think Parker could have stopped Chisora if he wanted to, but he played it very, very safe. But he did much better. I mean, it was a much better performance in the first fight. I mean, the first fight was debatable. The second fight was a clear win for Parker. King Alfred says Eubank is a frustrating fighter to watch. He's almost a good fighter, just not quite. I think he's a good fighter. I just think that he's beatable. You know? I didn't go into this fight thinking that Williams was going to win. You know, I know some people think it was 50-50 or whatever, but I didn't think this was a fight. I mean, I think I predicted Eubank to get the stoppage here at some point. It could still happen. We're in the 6th round though. I think Williams is just the fact that Williams he's trying to take a different approach, right? And he's trying not to just come straight in, but he's still getting timed. And because he's being a lot more cautious now, he's not throwing as much. He's kind of he is a brawler. When you're a brawler and you're not throwing that many punches and you're not being as aggressive, it kind of takes away from what you can do. Another shot caught. Williams got caught again coming in, but he took it. He ate that one. All right, we are a little over a minute into the 6th round here. Again, though, I still feel that Eubank is doing better than what Andre did against Williams. I thought Andre displayed better defense than Eubank, but Eubank is doing better as far as offensively and hurting Williams. Nice right hand lands for Williams. All right, Eubank puts his hands up like that's nothing. Yeah, Eubank once is trying to lure him into a trap again. And it has worked throughout this fight. She said he hasn't landed something that would put Liam away for good. He hasn't landed that shot yet. Check hook lands for Liam. I'm sorry, for Eubank. Liam is trying to come in now. He's trying to change levels. He's moving his head a little bit more. Nice right hand lands for Liam Williams. He's having a decent round. 30 seconds left in the 6th round. Eubank's using a lot of lateral movement, still trying to time Williams. Not throwing much, though. Williams comes in and smothers him, throws a combination. Mostly blocked, but the crowd is going crazy. All right. 6th round done. Again, I think Williams won that round based off activity. Didn't land much clean, but Eubank didn't land much of at all in that fight. He didn't throw much in that round. What's up, Young Hollywood? Was good. Dave says Williams need a big round. I think Williams needs to hurt Eubank. The Woken One says this will be a poor display of boxing if Eubank does not get the stoppage. Yeah, well, I think it will definitely be a poor display if the momentum changes and starts going back into Williams' favor. Because I feel that Eubank didn't step on the gas when he could have. I don't know why we're talking about Canelo here. Clarissa won clearly. She won clearly. Eubank lands a right hand. We're in the top of the 7th round. Eubank's doing a lot of trash talking. Watch the head, Williams. Watch the head. The ref. Okay, I'm glad the ref saw that. Williams came in a little dirty. He did that with Andre too, by the way. Chris Eubank throws a right, follows it up with a left. Williams is trying to wrestle now. He's lifting Eubank off the ground. Ref got to control Williams. This guy's a dirty fighter. He's a dirty fighter. I hope he gets knocked out. He's dirty. He's a dirty fighter. And people root for him. He's a dirty fighter. Because he was doing that against Andrade as well. Eubank is just trying to time him with the one shot, though. I want to see more activity from Eubank. All right, we have a minute and 20 seconds left in the 7th round. Eubank is just moving, not throwing much, and this is why people are not impressed with him, because this is moments like this where he's just not doing nothing. He's just moving. I want to see Eubank initiate the fight, like initiate something. Eubank try to get him with the right, mister. Crowd is cheering off just punches being thrown, not any act. No, neither one at this round. It looks impressive. Neither one of them. Eubank looks. Eubank is throwing some wild shots and he's missing, and it looks sloppy. It looks bad. I think the showboating needs to stop. He needs to start being a little bit. Throw something and put some effort into, your setups here, man. It's starting to look pretty sloppy. And it's like a wrestling match. This whole round has been a complete mess. This was the worst round of the whole fight. This and the last round. This round was even worse than the last one. This went from being like a boxing match to just being a sloppy brawl between the two of them. Neither one of them look impressive right now. Errol, thank you. Thanks, James. What's up, Anthony? So the problem I have with Eubank is he's fighting like he knows he got the fight in the bag, and he's not fighting to try to stop him. I just want to see Eubank. Don't fight like you want it to go the distance. You don't want this fight to go the distance. You just don't. Let's get the stoppage, man. Put some effort into your setups, your counters. Put some effort into it. Go to the body. Do something different. Give them different looks. I think Liam is expecting the 1 or 2 punches that's worked for Eubank at this point. Like, Liam has gotten the tricks, and nice job landed for Liam. I think that's part of the reason why this fight is going the way it's going. Liam lands a left hand, leaves Eubank off balance. Lands a big right hand, leads Eubank off balance. Liam is starting to get his shots off right now. He's landing a little better this round so far in this 8th round here. Nice right to the body lands for Eubank. Minute into the 8th round. Good round for Liam so far. Better round than most. Excuse me. So Eubank is back on the move again. And Liam is back to wrestling again. I think the ref, at this point, something needs to, no more warnings. Like, any more foul play or anything, any or more wrestling stuff, a point needs to be taken, because this is getting real messy. Liam lands another right hand off balance, but it landed, connected. Nice uppercut lands for Eubank. Nice right to the body lands for Eubank. 55 seconds left in the 8th round. Hit that like button, y'all. Everyone here, hit that like button. Let's get them likes up. Oh, big right hand lands for Williams. All right. That was a nice right hand. Lands for Williams. He is outworking Eubank now. He's outworking Eubank. Right hand lands to the body for Eubank. Right hand scores. Now they're just talking. They're doing a lot of talking. Let's get some fighting. No more talking. This fight. This 8th round's coming to a close. All right. This 8th round's coming to a close. All right. That's that. King Alfred says he got a feeling that Williams might catch him late. Anthony says, no way is Eubank KO on Williams. I'm not watching, but Williams will KO him. Watch. We'll see. Hell of a fight. Day Paul says, hell of a fight. Eubank is clearly winning the fight, but Liam is having the momentum is changing into Liam's favor. But when you're down by 3 knockdowns, you know, I think Williams started looking better in the 6th, 7th, and 8th. But he needs more than that. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it. All right. We're in the 9th round here. So Williams is putting that pressure back up. Matthew Macklin's unofficial scorecard gave Eubank the first 4 rounds and gave Williams the last 4 rounds. All right, but there's 3 knockdowns in there for Eubank, scored for Eubank. So it's possible the judges may see it the same. Eubank is starting to slow down. And Williams is stepping up the pressure. You know, Eubank expects to. You don't want to give this guy the remainder of the rounds. Eubank needs to land something real at this point because Williams lands another big right hand. Eubank follows up with a right hand himself, but Williams is letting he's feeling confident again. Oh, whoa! Williams connected with a big left hook that rocked Eubank. All right, didn't hurt him, but it caught him good. Williams is starting to faint. His confidence is getting there. Eubank is doing less trash talking, swings and misses a big right hand. Eubank needs to use his jab. So far, 50 seconds in this 9th round. And I can say that the round is going in Williams' favor again. It's been a clear round for him so far. He's actually missing. He's making Eubank miss. He connected with another overhand right. Eubank looks like it looks like Eubank is running. And it looks like Eubank doesn't want to fight at this point. I hope he's not thinking that. What's the warning here? The ref is warning. He's giving Williams a harsh warning. I don't know what it was for. Eubank is missing. He looks slower now. His timing is off. He needs to get it together because Williams is gaining momentum here, and it looks like it's going to be another round for Williams. Big round, probably the clearest round for Williams. Young Hollywood said, everybody can't be Roy. Exactly. Wassalo says, Eubank boxing style looks cocky, not impressed at all with him. Yeah, you know what? You can be cocky, but you got to be effective. If you're just cocky and you look sloppy, then it's not a good look. Ryan says, "How my draw looking?" It looks good right now. Especially if this fight continues going the way it's going right now. Yeah, if Williams wins the next 4 rounds or the next 3, the fight is up in the air. It can either be a win or a draw, depending on how the refs score the non-knockdown rounds. All right. I personally think Eubank won at least 4 rounds in this fight. But I think anything since the 6th round, they both exchanged. Williams connected with a left. So Eubank seems to be coming in a little bit more aggressive now. So now, see, this is where things get tricky because Eubank is just coming forward. All right, now he's back on his back foot. Williams got him back to the corner. They tied up. If Eubanks is going to come forward now and turn into a phone booth fight, he's giving Williams the advantage and the possibility of connecting with something heavy. I'll tell you one thing, Eubank still looks he's slowed down dramatically, and he's missing a lot. And this is what I mean. What was working for him early on with those 3 knockdowns is not working for him now. Because Williams is ready for it. Eubank needs to do something just to make sure secure the win. He's losing his round so far, this 10th round. Williams connected with another jab. Halfway through the 10th round, I have Williams winning this round, okay? Eubank got to do something. You don't want this to go to the cards if the fight's going like this. Another jab, nice up jab landed by Williams. Very good, nice jab. That was a nice jab. Backs Eubanks up. Minute left in this 10th, and it's still more the same. Williams is definitely in control of this fight right now. Eubanks needs to land something big and turn this fight around. He needs to hurt Williams. He needs to drop Williams. He needs to do something to secure this because right now he's giving this fight right back over. And Eubank lands 2 right hands back to back and hurts Williams, and Williams is forced to tie up with him. Another right hand lands for Eubank behind the jab. And now Williams back to respecting him. That's what he's been needing to do. No more wild shots. Let's go with the straight shots. That's working for Eubank, not the other shots. Not the Roy Jones lookalike shots. All right. Round done. And with those heavy shots later, that was probably the best we got from Eubank in at least 4 or 5 rounds. We're going into the 11th round. Errol says Eubanks Jr. doesn't have the concentration to put together a professional, complete 12 rounds. Fighting spirit 100% and boxing ability 30%. All right, we're in the 11th round. All right, these championship rounds are important because we don't know how these judges have it scored. We know Eubank has some clear, knockdown rounds, but we don't know how they're scoring them after those, outside of those rounds. Nice left hook lands for Eubank. He's starting off trying to be aggressive again. Let's see if he could continue what we saw a little bit late in that last round. And Liam is trying to tie up and hold Eubank. All right. They both trade jabs. Williams lands the stronger jab. Minute 50 left in the 11th round. A lot of tying up this round. Not much action. They're both starting to get tired. You can tell. Eubank is back to being confident. He's talking trash. Eubank being a little bit aggressive. Liam's tying up again. A lot of tying up from Liam this round. A lot of wrestling. Seems like whenever, Eubank connects, are they going to count that as a knockdown? Oh, that changes the fight. I don't know if that was a knockdown. It looked like a push, but Williams, Eubank was in the middle of throwing a combination, and it looked like Liam was trying to tie up, and Eubank nudged him off. It looked like I didn't see a clean punch connected, but the ref scored it as a knockdown. That changes everything because now you have another knockdown in the bag right now for Eubank Jr. So there's a fourth official knockdown. Whether you think it was a knockdown or not, the ref counted him. So now Eubank is back to showboating. We got to watch the replay to see if that was a legit knockdown because I'm not sure if that was. It didn't look like it was. 10 seconds left in the 11th. I'm sure they're going to show the replay of that knockdown. Regardless, it's a round for Eubank. Liam didn't do anything in this round but tie up. Big round for Eubank. Where are the body shots? Non-existent. Yeah, that punch was, he landed, he connected, but the punch that Liam fell, it wasn't a punch. It was behind the head. It wasn't even clean behind the head. It was more like hitting him on his back. And I don't think that needed to be I don't think that was a proper knockdown. But they scored it as a knockdown. Eubank landed some body shots in this fight. He landed some. He's landed some shots. He landed some uppercuts to the body too, but not a lot. I know Liam hasn't landed much of anything to the body in this fight. All right, we're going into the last round, y'all. There's 4 knockdowns for Eubank. Me personally, Eubank secured the fight. Williams didn't win this fight unless something happens in this last round. Williams needs a knockout, in my opinion. We got 4 knockdowns. Williams did not win this fight. Even with all of those rounds, if you gave the majority of those other rounds in between the middle of the fight. So Eubank is just running at this point, and he's dancing. So he feels that he already got the win in the bag, and he's just dancing. Oh, big overhand right lands for Williams. Williams is trying to get, he's being aggressive. He's putting pressure on Eubank. Eubank is just dancing and moving around. I think it's too Roy Jonesy. I don't like the fact that he's fighting like Roy, but he can't do what Roy do. It just looks weird. He's fighting too much like Roy. Like he's doing his best Roy Jones impersonation, but it looks awkward because he's not Roy. He's shimmying. He's doing a whole lot, but I kind of want to see punches landed. Like I want to see clean punching. Roy's gonna do all of that. Oh, nice. Okay, he caught him with a right hook just now. He caught him with that, but it's just like nah. He looks stiff, acting like he's like a stiffer version of Roy Jones. See, I think if he just stuck to some of the traditional ways of throwing punches, I think he would be doing better right now. You know how I kept sticking that jab out there early on. Now he's just being a clown. Now he's just dancing, and Williams is just waiting. He's doing ollie shuffles. This round is just a joke. All right, this fight is over. If he had stuck to a little bit more of his fundamentals and not had did some of the clown stuff, I think he could have got a stoppage here. But I think it was just all like it was just too much showboating. All right, but he won. He got I'm waiting for the scorecard, but I think he won the fight. The fight is on Fight TV here in America, and it's a pay-per-view. You might as well not pay for it now because this is the last fight, and it's on Sky Sports. It's a Sky Sports fight. Star Fox says Eubank Jones Jr. Not quite. Ryan says, some of these judges will butcher the scorecards. Draw still feasible. That would be a pretty bad thing to do right now. Eubank ain't ready for top comp in the division. Well, I'll tell you like this. If he were to fight Golovkin, he can't fight like that. All that toying around is because you're fighting Liam Williams. Golovkin may possibly still stop him if he's fighting like that. But at this point, he's in a point in his career where there's no other way to go. It's either Munguia, Charlo, Golovkin. It's either there's no other way to go. At this point in your career, you got to fight a top dude. It's not about being ready anymore. Maybe if Billy Joe Saunders come back, maybe they can get the rematch going. Maybe that'll be a big UK fight out there. I mean, we talking all this about Eubank, but no one wants to talk about how dirty of a fighter that Williams is. Clearly, he's a dirty fighter. I don't like the clown show, but let's be real. Williams tied up for the majority of this fight. He tried to headbutt him. He was wrestling all night. He's a dirty fighter. 116, 117, it's wide. It's not even close. 116, 109, 117, 108. So we had a judge that gave Williams 3 rounds. You got judges gave him, 4. No more than 4 rounds. And I have nothing to dispute with that. I think even if you gave 5, even if you pushed it to 6, I think anywhere between 4 to 6 rounds was fair, or maybe even 7. It would not have been enough on the scorecards. Not when you get dropped. Not when you get dropped 4 times in a fight. All right. Dirty Red, thank you for the super chats. Just tuning in where we out on the card, and it's just the zone. No, this is on Sky Sports and Fight TV if you're in America. All right. Not impressed, though. Not impressed. The fight is done. Just gonna wait and see what Chris Eubank has to say. Again, at this point, I would like him to fight another top guy. I don't care how terrible he may look. You know what? I wouldn't even say that's terrible. That's not a terrible performance. It's just he looked good the first 4 rounds or so. The first 4 or 5 rounds, he looked good, and then I don't know what really happened after that. I think the 10th or 11th round, he looked good. I think him training and fighting like Roy Jones, that's not going to fly against. He's not going to fly against Golovkin. You know, it's not going to fly against some of the other top fighters. It's not even going to fly against Jamal Charlo. We also got to remember that, you know, you have Lara in the division now. He's at 160. He's not fighting at 154 anymore. Andre is going to move up, but he's not going to be there. But you have Jaime Munguia, which that's a toss-up. I think Jaime Munguia is better than Liam Williams. You know, that's going to be a tougher fight. And you had this much trouble against Liam. Jaime Munguia is a very durable fighter. You know, he's going to throw a lot of punches. And Chris Eubank is not going to beat Jaime Munguia fighting that way. He's not going to hurt Jaime Munguia fighting that way. And again, it's Dirty Red. Thank you again for the super chat. You're not going to beat those guys fighting that way. You know, you have to give them a little bit more than what we just saw. You know, but if he fights Golovkin, if he fights Jaime Munguia, if he fights Janibek, these guys are coming in. They're stronger than Williams. They box much better. He needs more to beat these guys. He can't toy around like the way he was doing just now. He needs more. He needs a lot more than that. All right, so listen. Look, I'm gonna be back in an hour and a half, and I was gonna wait and see with the interviews and stuff like that, but we'll talk in a little bit more. I just want to get some time to eat and just take a break before we get back, because that Thurman card is gonna be a longer card. But I'll be back at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's 6:35 p.m. Eastern, so I'll be back in about an hour and a half. So that link is up already. Make sure you guys check me in an hour and a half. I'll be back. All right. Appreciate to everyone that subscribed to the channel. Smash that like button if you haven't already. And all the people that donated. I'll be back in an hour and a half. I'll see you shortly. Peace.